Right. Well, I was meant to stream tonight. I was meant to do. I was meant to be on Twitch. I was meant to be playing some games, but that's news no one wanted to hear. I, if I'm honest, I can't believe what I'm reading. I genuinely can't believe what I'm reading. I can't believe the state of the game. I'm falling out of love with the sport. How can you show such a lack of loyalty, such thickelty, such a lack of a memory, such a lack of emotion, of brain cells to sack this man, this one man who dragged us single-handedly from mid-table mediocrity, who finally gave people like myself hope. Someone like me who grew up my entire life supporting Leeds, but grew up my entire life with hoping for mid-table at best, praying that there was even a slight glimmer of an opportunity that we could get into the playoffs. And he transformed us from nothing, from people who were falling out of love with the sport, people who were falling out of love with the club, people who didn't know where to look anymore. And he got everyone invested. He chose us when no one wanted us. He made players that were bang average championship players into world beaters. He changed their careers around. He changed the lives of fans, of the whole club. He reinvigorated the city. He did everything in his power when he was above us and we had nothing. And the tables turn ever so slightly. He has a few poor results. He's working with a completely injury-ravaged squad. And at the first opportunity, the first chance, they throw him under the bus. They get rid of a man who has shown nothing but greatness and kindness and compassion to everyone and everything involved with Leeds United. He is a man who, aside from anyone in my family, I've never loved anyone as much as I've loved this man. No one has ever given me the emotions that this man has. I've never felt so attached to every organism in the club as I have under this man's tenureship. This man made people believe. He sparked love and passion into people's lives. And not just myself, millions. Even people who weren't Leeds fans. The football he played, the manner in which he did it. I mean, such a kind-hearted soul who never asked for anything from anybody. A man who only gave. A man who, when Leeds were in trouble, when Leeds were fined, when Leeds were sanctioned, paid for it out of his own pocket. A man who led us to believe, under Bielsa, we actually believed that we could get the glory days back, that we could actually aim for Europe. And yes, some of us maybe got a bit carried away. Maybe we thought he was going to take he could do the complete impossible. But he still did it. He still brought us up from nothing to what we are now. And people spat in the face of this man. I mean, to those people that were calling for his head, that were saying all those horrible things to him, I hope you deeply evaluate what you've done. I hope the board deeply evaluate what they've done, because this man, I don't have the words to describe how I'm feeling right now, how betrayed I feel, how hurt I feel, how disgusted I feel. This I mean, hey, what's going on? I'm sorry. This is a grave day in the history of Leeds United. Bad evening, ladies and gents. It is indeed. Bielsa has done a lot for Leeds. He's done more than a lot for Leeds. Bielsa has made this club into what it is in recent times. He has taken a club who were just lavished and leathered with a horrible name, a horrible image across the footballing world. A club that nobody wanted to be associated with, whether you supported Leeds, whether you didn't support Leeds. A club that was seen as dirty, that was seen as past it. A club that was perceived to be finished, was perceived to be the dirt on people's shoes. And he changed the whole image of the fan base, of the club, of everything. And he brought love to the game for so many. And he gets sold out, and players let him down. He put so much faith in these guys. So much faith he put in players who week in, week out, let him down. The board not giving him enough money, let him down. How many people let this man down? Fans let him down. I mean, I feel you on falling out of portion. I mean, this just says it all about football, really. And I will get to some of your comments in a second, but it says it all about football, because what is the game come to? You know, this isn't just Leeds. This is shown all across football. The first real signs of it was when Wenger was axed out of the Arsenal job. You know, where's the loyalty anymore? Like, you can just erase all of the good, hard work someone has done for your entire club, all of the good someone has done, within a few bad results, within a few swift days, a few swift moments. You're going to erase everything about this man's legacy, about everything. He never showed nothing but kindness and compassion to the Leeds fans. When Leeds failed to get promoted to the Championship the first year round, for the sake of the fans, for the sake of the club, he stayed and he brought us back up. He did the unthinkable, something that, seems normal now. Seems, Leeds United Premier League club. Seemed unthinkable before he got here. I can't believe it. I heard he walked. Yeah, he walked, but he walked before he was pushed. Whenever you hear someone's leaving on mutual consent, there's no mutual consent about it. It's just a way of saving face for the club and the board. Sad players and boards fall also. Feel like crying. Man, I feel bad. He was a legend to the club. He was indeed. So is he left fully? It's being reported. It hasn't fully been confirmed, but a lot of reputable sources are basically saying it's done. He's gone, and that Marsh is going to be coming in. How can you replace a man like this? It will never be the same. It will never be the same without this guy. I've always supported Leeds through thick and thin, but I've never felt so in love with watching us play as I have under Bielsa. A guy who is synonymous with everything good about Leeds in the modern era. A guy who, just in his face alone, in his philosophy, in everything about him, just portrays excitement, love, and passion for the game. And a man who has really transformed everything about Leeds. So is he left fully? He deserves a statue for what he's done for us. He deserves 7 statues for what he's done for us. He deserves a stand. He deserves everything. Come on. The guy deserved to do it all with us. He deserved to even get us relegated. That's what he deserved for what he's done for the club, for the fan base, for the whole city. And if people try and wipe away his legacy, I cannot allow it to happen. I cannot allow it to watch it and watch it happen. Terrible decision to get rid of him at this stage. Would have kept us in at the end. Can't see many people sorting our situation out. He could have. And that would have been the perfect way to go. To keep us up and leave on good terms. Not to push him out like this Who else is going to do a better job with those players? A player like Calvin Phillips, players like Mateusz Klich. Mateusz Klich, before Bielsa came in, couldn't even get in the side. He was pushed out on loan. Phillips was no world beater. Phillips was a mid-table championship player playing out of position who wasn't really impacting the game. Bielsa comes in. He says, you know what? I don't need any new signings. You see those three players there, Cooper, Phillips, and Klich? I'm going to make them world beaters. I'm going to make them my men. Klich proceeds to play virtually every minute for the next 2 years as Leeds get up to the Premier League. Phillips becomes one of the best midfielders in the world, earning himself England Player of the Year, all thanks to what Bielsa did to him in reinventing his game. And you think these players are going to play any better under a different manager? You know, Phillips, you're not even going to allow Bielsa to wait until Phillips gets back so you can see us actually playing Bielsa football with a full-on midfield, which you didn't help give us by signing any replacing players. You're just going to judge him on what he can do with a depleted squad? How is that fair? How is that fair in the slightest? Well, good things come to an end, don't they? But, you know, football is so unpredictable. Hopefully, guys can turn the results around and stay up. I mean, obviously, I want us to stay up, and I do not want us to get relegated at all. But right now, I'm not thinking about that. Right now, the only thing on my mind is Bielsa, and I'm even more scared that we're gonna go down. I was never fully scared. I was never fully feeling that we'd go down because I always have trust in this man to turn it around. I'm heartbroken. I'm gonna miss him so much. Me and you both, Frankie. Me and you both. Credits to him. He's done a lot for Leeds when no other manager wanted to take him over. I can really feel you're upset, mate. I mean, it's yeah, sleepless night inbound for me. Sleepless night and a lot of alcohol probably going to be incoming this one bad season, and they sack him 7-0, 6-0, 4-0, and he's gone. Look, we've had bad results. Look, he's made mistakes. Of course he has. He's only human. And I know I've been reluctant to criticize him because of how much love I have for him. But how could you not have love for this man? How could you not be swept up in the emotional roller coaster that he's offered us, that he's put us on? The fact we're even here, the fact we even have a privilege to play these other teams is thanks to him. And the manner in which, I mean, just look at that first year in the Premier League. It's a crime. It's a tragedy that we weren't allowed to be in the stadiums to witness it. How he took this championship team in the first year in the Premier League, and he took the game to these big teams, and he was beating them with our full squad. He turned Leeds into world beaters. This was all him. One man. Nobody else. Yeah, other people played little parts in it. Yeah, the players have to get some credit for it. But who's the one that made them like that? Who's the one that on the first day took them to the streets and got them to pick up litter, to change their mentality? Who's the one who changed the whole training regime, who fixed the whole infrastructure of the club, fixed the canteen, fixed the training grounds, fixed everything up to make us a proper institution? Who's the one who did that? Who's the one who spearheaded it? Who's the one who even makes a manager like Jesse Marsch be on Leeds' radar? Who's the one who made the 49ers even have Leeds on their radar? This guy right here. Who's the one who's made Radrizzani boatloads of money by getting us back into the Premier League? Him. Bielsa, no one else. No one else. I just watched back the trophy lift. That man did so much for us. He's a club legend. Yeah, I'm gonna start tearing up again if I see that again. I've literally got a poster of that on my wall. As he left, I mean, there's a 0.001% chance that he doesn't, and if he doesn't, then I will. I mean, I'll be so happy. But I think he's gone. I think it's pretty much confirmed he's done. At least we won't see you next year. Sad day. Board should be ashamed. I'm getting flashbacks to 2004. See the boys in 2003. Amazing times, but this is sad. This is beyond sad. This is beyond reproach. This is disgraceful. He didn't deserve to go like this. No, he didn't. No, he did not deserve to go like this. He did not deserve to get thrown out without even having the ability to finish the season. And it's his whole blueprint. Even if we do stay up after this, then it's thanks to him. I don't care what anybody says. If we get our full squad back and we somehow manage to stay up, it's thanks to him. Yeah? He's the one who got these players believing, who got everything going. It's just football is gone. It's turning into a completely ruthless regime of business. It's no longer the beautiful game that we all fell in love with as kids. It's no longer that. It's sad to say, but it's not. It's just a ruthless business that will take loyalty but not give it back. I mean, as fans, we request loyalty to a manager like Bielsa. We pray for him to show loyalty to us and to stay with us through the good times. But then we show none of it back. The club show none of it back. How can you have a one-way street of loyalty? And no, it's not good news, Dave. It's not good news at all. Not good news at all. Did we sack him or did he want to leave? He deserves to stay. Basically, they left on mutual consent, which basically means it's done. It's done. No, it's not about timing. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? He made us, man. He made us. What are you talking about time he left, man? You're talking rubbish. You're talking nonsense, man. You're talking nonsense. Yeah? This guy gave us everything. You're talking absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Did we sack him? Yeah, basically mutual consent. I wanted him to go for us to stay up, hopefully, but looking back, we'll miss him. I would never, ever dream of asking for this man to go. I don't know how we're going to manage to stay up. Neither do I right now. Owners are not fans. No, they're really not. Really wishing it was April 1st. I mean, I don't know how I'm even going to... It's going to be hard to watch. It's not going to be the same watching us this season without him. It's really not. It's really not. It's really not going to be the same without him. It's really not. I'm an Arsenal supporter, but I fell in love with Marcelo Bielsa, started watching every Leeds match under him. Gives me flashbacks to how Wenger treated the Arsenal. I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm saying. It's the same thing with Wenger. It's there's just no loyalty anymore. There's no love. There's no brains in the game. People are so short-sighted. People are so fickle that they can change on a halfpence, you know? And that goes for boards. It goes for everything. It goes for, you know... A lot of these people wouldn't be in the position they are, and I'm talking about the board as well, if Bielsa hadn't dragged them up. Yes, the owners have done good stuff in reinvigorating the club. Of course they have. But who's the one who spearheaded it? Who's the one who brought it all to them? This guy right here. An absolute legend. And just like with Wenger, I was very critical of the way that Arsenal fans treat Wenger. And then to see my own fans, my own people turning on Bielsa the same way, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. Last year we beat Man City 2-1 and shocked lots of teams. It was Bielsa. Exactly it was. Exactly it was. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. All those good, giant beating things that Leeds did, all the momentous occasions Leeds managed to reach was Bielsa. It was. I hope he stays. I had to time him out. He was just annoying me. Okay, yeah. Don't time people out anymore. But yeah, I get it. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. I can't believe they would sack a manager because he is a little stubborn, unreal. Bielsa was a man who got us up. Legend to us, legend to the game. Something they can easily work around if they decide to risk our whole season. Why are they so keen to act here, but they weren't keen to act in the transfer market and give us some players? Why? You're going to judge a man on what he can do with a depleted squad, with a half squad? Who else is going to do better with a squad like this? It's ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. Bielsa is a legend, will always be remembered. He always will. And, I want to call for you guys to, if you can get any positivity out of this, to just to just think and speak your best Bielsa memories. Put them in the chat now. The best memories that Bielsa managed to give you as a fan. If you could do him the honor of that, do me the honor of that, then that would be appreciated, man. No way, man. I knew it would happen, just not so soon, man. Sad news. Calvin Phillips would never have made the England squad if it wasn't for Marcelo. It's so sad. It's so sad. I know it's sad at times, but who'd you consider for the job if it were up to you? I'm not going to lie to you, Cloud Dizzle. Sorry to be abrupt, but I don't really care right now. I don't care who it is. You could get Pep Guardiola. I don't want him right now. The only man I would ever consider is getting Bielsa. That's the only man I would ever consider. At least wait till the end of the season. I mean, how are you going to keep players like Rafinha and Calvin Phillips now that Bielsa's gone? I mean, the club already didn't give Calvin Phillips a new contract. They still haven't sorted that one out. And now that Bielsa's gone, how are you going to keep him now? How are you going to keep us up? Get a statue. At least wait until the end of the season. Careers were made because of Bielsa. Look at Bamford, Calvin, Klitsch, Rafinha. Exactly. Who do you think will be the next manager? I don't know. Maybe Jesse Marsh, but I don't want anyone. I want a bucket sat there. It's all I want. Yeah, is Bielsa. There has to be a statue. There does have to be a statue, man. There really does. I want the River Plate manager. Similar style of play. Who do you think would be next manager? Loyalty. We've conceded 20-plus goals in the past 5 games. We're in free fall. Forever grateful to him. But my God, what are you expecting? I'm expecting a bit of loyalty, man. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a bit of loyalty. Yes, things have gone bad. Yeah, they've gone tits up. First of all, 3 of the games were very hard games. Second of all, we don't got no midfielders. We don't have our best players. We didn't replace players that we lost. It's been just a shambles from start to finish, and you don't back the guy with players. Yes, he's made a few mistakes, but who hasn't? And who isn't going to? If you think this new manager's going to come in and everything's just going to be hunky-dory instantly, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All I'm saying is we offered Bielsa, Luis Diaz, exactly, Bamford injured, Cooper injured, Calvin injured. They were the spine of the team. Exactly, the spine of the team. We've had to play more youth players than anyone else in Premier League history. What happened, bro? Did he get sacked or did he walk? Bit of both, basically. They left on mutual consent. So it still hasn't been 100% confirmed by the club. So it's all up in the air right now. But it's basically, I mean, Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that it's only a matter of time before it happens. And basically, what do you call it? Who of them? TalkSport have come out and basically said they confirmed that it's happening. Loyalty, we've been in free fall. What happened, bro? Did you get sacked? It's actually bottling promotion. Kemar Roof, Villa away and Blackburn at home. Man, that was one of the best weeks. I mean, footballing weeks ever. His first year. And that 3-2 win, that last minute Kemar Roof winner. That was goosebumps. That was absolutely goosebumps. I mean, I was at home watching it with my dad, and I'll never forget that game. That was one of the best games I've ever watched, emotion-wise. And then the next week, we concede in the 90th minute and then score 2 goals with Kemar Roof, literally 4 days after that, in the 92nd and 94th minute to win the game. What a 4 days that was. Those were some of the craziest games I've ever seen. Sacked, I think. He turned down players. It's on his head. He turned down a couple of players, yes. But he didn't turn down players in the summer. He didn't stop us from not signing any strikers, any midfielders. Yes, he turned down Van der Beek. Yes, he should have taken him. Should have gone in for a couple of other players. But taking us back to the promised land. He did take us back to the promised land. I was getting concerned, but still believed in Bielsa. If he kept us up, he should have been given the opportunity to bring us into the next season, at least before these types of decisions. Exactly. Bielsa fixates on a small squad on the board. It was him that told the board to put all of their eggs in one basket for Aronson. Not really. He turned down some other players. It wasn't him that said, only go in for Aronson and don't go in for anyone else. It simply didn't happen. He didn't simply just say, I don't want anyone. Aronson's the only player in the world I want to go for. Don't even offer me anyone else. That's just not what happened. It's just not. Pablo's goal, like 30 seconds in agent stock. Man, he looks so ashamed today. There was awful players. We should be ashamed. They're on the blocks next. I mean, they let him down. They've let him down. A lot of those players have let him down. They have. Speaking of Pablo, I mean, wow, that Pablo Hernandez goal against Swansea. What a goal that was. That will forever give me goosebumps just thinking about that goal. Thinking about the magic and the emotion that you had. I mean, just think about the emotion we had on the way up and in our first year back in the Prem. Think about everything that you felt during that time. All the euphoria around those last-minute winners, the comebacks, the dragging us up, the securing it, the getting us over the line. Think about all those great memories and the one man that made it happen. It's going to be sad without him. Jesse Marsh will never really replace Bielsa. No one will. Rafinha gone this summer. I'm afraid to say you're probably right there. Best memory from Bielsa: seeing video footage of him celebrating with the players, hugging, and then the players smiling. Yeah. Man, it's gonna be sad to see that again. It's this is such a sad way for it to go. Such a bitter taste left in my mouth. A real bitter taste left in my mouth. Done a cracking job this season with the players. No one else could have done better. No one else could have done better. He's such a genuine person as well. Exactly. I mean, it's so hard in football to ever find such a kind-hearted, clean-souled individual like we have here. He's such a rare case of a human being and someone that should be cherished by everyone in the sport. Can we have a minute's applause? We need an hour's applause for that guy right there. Will Marsh keep us up? I don't know, man. No one has a better chance of keeping us up than Bielsa. Fair play, dude. I feel you. I'm sorry I'm upset too. I honestly don't know how I feel yet. I honestly think I'm still shocked about it all right now. Same. What have I missed? Well, Keith, a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot you've missed. Leeds 3-2 Millwall. I was at that game as well. That was electric. That, 2-0 down at half time. Leeds fans' heads start to go. We start to think, are we bottling it all again? Are we throwing it away? And we come back, we fight, we show resilience, and we strike back against Millwall to get that back. I mean, there's so many great memories he's given us. And to end it like this isn't the way to end it. This isn't the way that you split ways, you part ways. Burnley have managed 4 points from Tottenham Hotspur and Man U. Watford have taken a point from a Man U away perspective. Yeah, look, we've had a bad few games. Yes, things have gone really bad for us. But with the way he likes to play, we need a better squad. And you can easily take snapshots from other parts of the season as well. Look, Burnley were having a really torrid patch of form as well. Now they're starting to pick it up a little bit. They didn't change their manager when things are going bad. They didn't get rid of Sean Dyche for all he's done for them. And now things look to be slowly turning around. But Leeds, we throw our manager away. We throw him to the Lions. When I saw Fabrizio Romano's tweet, I just went to my dad, hugged and cried him, as my dad's the one who took me there, and Bielsa made me happy the last 4 years. I mean, I feel you. Who hasn't shed a tear at the news? That's my question. All in recent weeks, Bielsa chooses a squad. Clearly, he was happy with the squad we have, yet Bielsa's tactics stopped working, and he didn't want to change it. If he was willing to adapt, he wouldn't be sacked. Yes, but stubbornness is what got us here in the first place. You can't change your whole ideology. It's the same with all the top managers. You have to keep to your same ideology. You can't just change it when things start to go bad. You have to stick with it, fight through it, and you can still do it. We never replace any of the proper boys in the changing room. Pablo, Alioski, and Berardi. I don't know why we got rid of Alioski in the first place, if I'm honest. Promotion party at the ground, all the fans, yeah. And Millennium Square, what a day that was. Yeah, Carlos, and that's it. The board's fault, not Bielsa. Thank you, Trevor Weaver, for subscribing and joining the family. I saw a picture of Bielsa after the game. I nearly teared up. He looked so depressed and beat up. Is this actually true? Unfortunately, it is. The players are never going to get used to any other style of play. Exactly. The Bielsa, they only know how to play one way. They only know how to play one way, and that's Bielsa's way. And that's a fact. And those players let him down. Yes, he picks the squad, and he picked those players, and those players who have done him well in the past have just let him down. You know, they let him down. How are you going to let a man like that down? How can you look at yourself in the mirror after causing this guy to be sacked, or after sacking him yourself? I don't know. I don't get it. MB is he had a part to play in it. MB wouldn't give the green light to anyone who doesn't fit his style. Yes, but that's also the same reason why we got up. I mean, even when Guardiola reformed Barcelona, he got rid of Henry, he got rid of Ibrahimovic because they didn't fit his style. You know, it's the way these players work, these top managers work. And yes, look, like I said, I'm not going to say he's completely faultless in this. Of course, he's had his faults, but he's good. All the good he's done, he's got to have some cash in the bank. He's got to have something in the bank to counteract against that. Surely he must do. Surely all the good he's done can't just be wiped away by some mistakes he's made. MB is working tomorrow. No way. I salute you, sir. Bielsa is gone, guys. Stubborn, sclerotic, bordering on madness, playing like that every week. Definition of insanity. Burnley 4 points against Tottenham and Man U. Watford point against Man U to stay perspective. Even the 4-0 against West Brom to gain first in the Championship. This is seriously no fairy tale. Is a fairy tale with no ending. A fairy tale with a horrific ending. A nightmare of an ending. There's no point Bielsa leaving, as Leeds are going to hire a defensive coach. Has he gone or has he been sacked? Keith, 50-50. Business is business. Reminiscing is nice, but now it's about now, IMO, and it is about now, and the only thing that could have helped us now is Bielsa. Bielsa is not to blame. The squad, or so what we had, a few injuries. Every team does. The player available should have stepped up. I'm all for the longevity and sticking with him. That was madness. It's not madness to stick with him, especially when he's stuck with us. You know, loyalty is a two-way street. You know, he stuck with us when we were down. Why are we not going to stick with him and help bring him up? I don't understand it. Those who want him to go will now realize if we go without him, we have nothing. And if we stay up, Phillips probably won't stay without Bielsa. I mean, he might not. He might if we manage to stay up. But this is going to leave a bitter taste in the mouths of Leeds United fans and players alike. Don't get me wrong. Bielsa would have been very, very popular with a lot of those players in the changing room. And this decision is going to completely ruin the morale of the squad. You can't tell me that there weren't players in there that absolutely idolized that man. That there weren't players in there that were willing to run through brick walls for that guy. And you can't tell me that this isn't going to have any kind of effect on those players mentally. Players like Calvin Phillips who have been itching to get back into the squad. Are you trying to tell me it won't leave a bitter taste in his mouth? Because I tell you it will. A crazy genius man who promoted a legendary club for my dreams that came true. Something I don't understand is how Roberts was given a new contract and Alioski was let go. Forever blows my mind. Roberts, we could get more money out of him with a new contract if we sold him because he's a lot younger. That would be why. As for as to why Alioski was let go, I don't know. So do we have the Red Bull manager, guys? We probably will, unfortunately. He will always be revered and respected and loved. The man is a genius, but it's time to start again. Leeds United will always be here long after Marcelo Bielsa leaves. He will, but this is not the way to depart or to break ways. You know, if you want to say he's gone at the end of the season and we're going to bring a new manager in, fair enough, but you don't get rid of him with 12 games to go. I don't see how that's going to help at all. First season under Bielsa, crucial game versus West Brom. Didn't really expect to win after previous second. Pablo Hernandez smashed a goal after 17 seconds at West Brom. Smashed them 4-0. Absolute scenes. Yep. I remember that game as well. I remember that. That was a roller coaster, all right. That was a roller coaster. Great point, Rebecca G. Still nothing confirmed. All speculation at the minute. Yeah, but it's very, very highly reported on. And when it's reported this badly, how do you know he hadn't lost the dressing room? The truth is, I don't, muckers. You know, I'm speculating, but even on the slight off chance that he lost part of the dressing room, there's no way he lost all of it, especially those key players that were out. The likes of Bamford. Bamford, a guy who's been imperative to everything Leeds has done, and a guy who wouldn't even have stayed in the squad if it wasn't for Bielsa persevering with him. Bielsa was the only one who believed in him. The fans didn't believe in him. At times, he didn't even believe in himself during his first couple of years. But Bielsa showed faith in him. Bielsa kept going with him, kept persevering with him. And now you look at what Bamford has been able to do. Who's that thanks to? That's thanks to Bielsa and all the hard work he's done with him. I mean, even Dan James, he comes in, he said, I've never learnt as much as I've learnt under Bielsa. There is no way that he has lost the majority of that dressing room. No way. I'm from South Wales and I love Leeds because of Bielsa and his style of play. Let's get it straight, guys. He did for Leeds what a lot of managers couldn't, and he'll always be a legend at Leeds. Absolutely. I hope Jesse does well in the Leeds. It's normal for a team to go on a defeated run. Doesn't mean you have to sack Bielsa. Thank you for all your hard work, Bielsa. You are a legend. Has this been confirmed about Bielsa? Pretty much. No other manager out there can get players performing at this level needed. Bielsa will be in charge next game. I mean, I could only pray, but it doesn't seem likely that he will be. It seems like the board have made their decision. It's so hard to process. It doesn't seem real. Same. I'm just, I'm hoping to pinch myself, to slap myself, to punch myself in the face, and for it to all be a bad dream. That's what I'm hoping for. But unfortunately, it seems very, very real. Too real. He deserves to have more respect. Everything he did for us, and we just kicked him out. Fresh is not confirmed. No, it's not. I think he'd lost Rafa and some of the young ones, to be honest. Roberts over Gelhard was crazy. I hope Jesse gets sacked and we get Bielsa back. I don't even know if he has lost Rafinha. Yeah, they maybe had a falling out. I don't know what's gone on behind the scenes there, but Roberts has been horrible. And what club do you think Bielsa is going to go? I don't know where he's going to go. He's probably going to go back to Argentina for a bit and live with his family. I don't know. This is the furthest he's ever been at a club. He's put everything into Leeds. And I wouldn't blame him if he didn't want to take another job again after this, after the way he's been treated by the media, by fans of rival and of, especially of his own club, but and the board and everything. The way he's been treated, I wouldn't blame him if he didn't want to go into work again. Roberts has been horrible. I will miss him though. Forever grateful. Football's all about opinions. I respect yours. Fair play. Ciao. Fair play, muckers. Look, we're all Leeds fans here, and everyone says what they want to say. Everyone cares about the club very deeply, but I'm so emotionally invested and in love with this man and everything he's done for me personally, for my life. I can only really speak for myself. But he's given me and my family some of the greatest memories I've ever had. The best day in my life was when we got promoted and when I got to go to Millennium Square and celebrate with thousands of Leeds fans, and I could finally actually be happy and in love supporting my club. Finally, it wasn't as much of a chore. And he's gone. He he changed the way I looked at football. He changed the way I felt about football. And yeah, he gave me too many good memories for me to ever have any speck of a bad word to say about that man. Such a very sad day. The entertaining years always belong to Marcelo Bielsa. They will. I'm having a nightmare. I'm going to drown my soul to Bielsa Rhapsody when he leaves. I mean, I have a whole playlist of Bielsa songs. That's the point it's got to. I genuinely have a whole playlist of Bielsa songs. A whole playlist dedicated to one man. That's the level it's got to. Not looking forward to the Villa game now. I'm absolutely not at all. Bielsa is a king of Leeds. He is a legend and always will be. I was not Bielsa out ever. JT, that comment there got me. If it was true, would have been announced rather than stringing it out, and he's building a house here. His staff are paid by him. The club have a meeting to discuss him next season. Maybe I'm clutching. I think you are clutching, mate. I think you are. I'd love to what you're saying to be true, but I think you are clutching. That's what I'm saying. He was ready to commit himself to Leeds, but Leeds are not ready to commit themselves to him. I don't get it. There's no way it would be reported this big if nothing else was happening. Someone would have come out and spoken against it. If this didn't happen, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock if I'm honest. I'm going Norwich game. I won't see the legend himself. That's such a sad fact that you're gonna go all the way there and you don't get to witness Bielsa. And I'm just so glad that I got to witness Bielsa one last time last week. I'm so glad I got to sing his name and see him from the touchline one last time. And you never know when it's going to be your last time seeing someone, and you never know it's going to be your last game that you go to, that you're going to be able to watch the man work his magic, work his craft. So I'm just so honored that I actually got that opportunity, even though we lost the game. The fact I got to see him and sing his name in the stands and see him I mean, it's just a pleasure. Marcelo Bielsa gave everything for Leeds. Needs to be remembered. I almost forgot that. Do you have Bucket Man in that playlist? So of course I've got Bucket Man. I've got all of them. I've got Bucket Man. I've got Bielsa Rhapsody, the King of Ellen Road, Don't Look Back in Anger, Bielsa's Ace. He is Bielsa. Getting Bielsa. There's about 7-8 Bielsa songs in there, man. There's pretty much every Bielsa song to ever be conceived is in there, and it's basically for the past 4 years since he's joined, every single match day, without fail, every single morning, including today, including last week, I play my Bielsa playlist and I jam along to it. That's been my pre-match ritual for the past God knows how long, and it's really not going to be the same without him, especially like this, the way it's gone. He could, I don't know. It just is so weird. It's so weird to me. I like I say, I've been listening to this guy pre-match every single game. I've been singing his song, singing his name, thinking about him. There's not a day that has gone past where I haven't thought about Bielsa. There's a poster of him lifting the championship trophy on my wall. Every single morning, I wake up and I look at his face. And I'm not taking that down because I'll never want to forget him. I never want to forget him. Do you have a Bucket Man in your playlist? Can you drop it into the Discord for me? Getting Bielsa, absolute banger. Marcelo Bielsa. Feels like a death. I've got to admit, it's getting a little bit better all the time. Can I donate? I don't see the option, JT. No, I don't have... I haven't got enough subscribers or enough viewing time to enable monetization on this channel, so you can't donate. I'm not able to accept donations on YouTube until I get 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So that's why there's no option. I got a picture of him at the United game. I'll treasure it now. That's so lucky, man. I wish I could have got a picture with him. I wish I could have touched his hand, his head, anything. Even a signature, anything of him. I wish I could have had the pleasure of doing or receiving, but Bielsa, same here. Players Marsh might drop, Dallas, Klitsch, Forshaw, Ailings, Roberts, Cooper. He cared so much about the club, the city, the fans, everything. It's hard to find managers as pure as him. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I've been saying, about how loyalty is a two-way street. He's never been at a club as long as he's been at Leeds. And he actually fell in love with the city. He's a man with he's so esteemed in morals that he came out and he said, for me, all I care about is being loved unconditionally, which is why he chose Leeds in the first place when we were down there, because he saw we were a proper club with proper fans who would support him and would back him to the death. And it's just been a perfect marriage ever since. And yes, it got a bit bitter towards the end. There was a few mistakes made on both sides, but you got to fight for what you love. You got to fight through these things and not get through. He cared so much about the club. I feel sorry for the translator. He's lost his job. Bielsa deserves more than anything. There has to be a statue of him sitting on his bucket. He's a legend forever. He did. There deserves to be. I mean that. I'm on Twitter right now, and I'm just looking at that picture of him sat there in the hallway, in the verge of tears after we failed to get promoted from the playoffs in his first campaign, and how he battled through after that. And it makes me sad, so sad. I'm sorry I'm getting a bit emotional right now. I'm trying as hard as I can to keep my emotions under the lid and stay as composed as I can. But I'm really struggling right now, if I'm honest. I'm sorry. As he actually left Leeds, it hasn't been actually confirmed, but I don't know what's actually happening. Thanks, Cloud. Thanks, my man. Really appreciate the kind words there. We will march on together forever with him. So sad, but it had to happen. I've got to disagree with you there, Frank. Really got to disagree with you there. It did not have to happen, in my opinion. I think that we were in a much worse position without him than we ever would be with him. Look, this tweet right here. Leeds are in awful form and need a change, but you got to feel sorry for Bielsa because Phillips and Bamford are so important to his style of play. Phillips and Bamford are arguably the two most important players to his entire playing philosophy, and he's been without them for over 60-70% of the season. Come on. Bamford and Phillips, so key to everything he's ever done, and without them, you can see the team struggles. He's made a couple of bad decisions, but he's not the one going in there breaking legs, pulling Bamford's hamstring, screwing up Phillips's legs. He's not the one doing these things, is he? It's taken out of his hands. I know it sounds stupid, but it feels like a piece of me has died hearing this news. It doesn't sound stupid to me, bro. Does not sound stupid to me. Does not sound. I know exactly what you're saying. It doesn't feel real. It really doesn't. Yeah, I'm a Huddersfield fan. Just saying, don't go for Carlos Cobaran. I don't want him, man. There's only one man I want, and that's Bielsa. And for everyone or everything good that people have to say about Carlos Cobaran, he's nothing more than a disciple of Bielsa. Not to disrespect him, but who's the one who taught him how to be what he is? Yes, he has to have credit for what he's doing on his own, but Bielsa's the man who taught him. Bielsa's the man who brought him up there. The same like with a lot of our players. Bielsa's the one who made these guys. So if people think we could just bring Carlos Cobaran in and everything's going to be fine or Marsh, then I'm sorry, but you're mistaken. You're highly mistaken. It doesn't sound stupid at all. No, not at all. Keep your chin up, my brother. I'll be with you every stream, just like these other 34 living legends. Yeah, you're all living legends, man. But the biggest legend of them all, unfortunately, seems to be on his way out. Seems to really, it's very, very, very sad. Hang on, let me just let me fix this. Let me just fix something over here. You cannot top El Loco. No, you really can't. Sorry, just went to cut onions. He is Bielsa, different from the rest. He only wears United, but he always looks his best. Phillips and Bamford got him sacked. Watching Marcelo Bielsa going is like losing your best friend. It really is. Now a lot of players won't join us because our manager will stink. I mean, it's true. A lot of players that we've been linked with, a lot of players that would ever want to come to Leeds. One of the main reasons is because of Bielsa. It's probably one of the main reasons that we got that we managed to get that we managed to get Rafinha is because of Bielsa. It really is. Is this true? Unfortunately, I mean, it still hasn't been confirmed. I'm still praying that this is all some big April Fool's Day on the wrong day. But unfortunately, it seems too real. Seems very real. Unfortunately, I like I said before, I don't know what I can say. I'm heartbroken at the news. I'm still in shock. I'm still shaking. Jesse March has done nothing. Bielsa came in. It could be argued Phillips should have been sold. Well, before Bielsa came in, like I said before Bielsa came in, Klitsch couldn't even get into the squad. He was pushed out on loan. Phillips was playing out of position. He was perceived as a mid-table championship player. Cooper, well, yeah, he was working hard, but again, mid-table championship player. Luke Ayling, Stuart Dallas, championship players. And he came in, especially with Klitsch, who couldn't even get in the side. He said, you know what, I don't need big money signings, I want Patrick Bamford. That's it. Klitsch, I'm going to turn into one of my most important players. Phillips, I'm going to turn into England Player of the Year. England Player of the Year from a guy, he completely changed his position. He spotted something in him that no one else did. I mean, Bamford. The work he did with Bamford. Fans didn't want Bamford. Fans didn't like Bamford. Nobody in and around the club backed Bamford. Everyone wanted him out. Even at times, Bamford lost faith in himself. And the only person in and around the club or the league that showed any kind of faith with Patrick Bamford was Bielsa. And look how important Bamford's been for us. Look how important Phillips has been and Klitsch has been. And these are thanks to Bielsa, man. And this is not the way for it to end. This is really not the way for it to end. Would you keep him until the end of the season? I'd keep him until the end of eternity. I'd keep him forever and ever and ever. Vamos Leeds, carajo. Calvin Phillips was average before El Loco. I know we're Yorkshire rivals, but I hope Leeds stay up and Huddersfield go up. Then the West Yorkshire derby will be in the Prem next season. Would you keep him until the end of the season? Jesse Marsh got sacked from Leipzig after a few months. You can't call him a good manager. Where is this info coming from? It's coming from Fabrizio Romano and TalkSport. Romano said that it's basically happening, and TalkSport have come out and said it's happened, but it hasn't been confirmed by the club yet. Apparently, they're still sorting out legal issues, legal ramifications with getting him out of the club because he pays his own staff. So there's kind of a lot of legal loopholes they've got to jump through before he actually would be able to depart the club. Bielsa is a good attacking manager, but doesn't have good tactics for defending. Yeah, but attack is the best form of defense, as they say. Attack really is the best form of defense. Now this is the reason people compare us with Norwich, Burnley, and Watford, but Burnley didn't sack Sean Dyche, and now they're starting to pick up a little bit of form, and they were worse than us. They really were, and they didn't have the injuries we had. They didn't have the spine of their side completely ravaged from the start of the season to the end like we did. But they showed faith in their manager, and they're starting to claw their way up a little bit. We didn't. We haven't showed any loyalty or faith to him. Paddy earned his first England cap under Bielsa. Patrick Bamford wouldn't even have been considered before Bielsa came in. Bamford might get the boot now. Bielsa is gone. I doubt it. I doubt he would, because Bielsa's forever changed how well that man plays. And yes, look, I'm not trying to discredit Phillips. I'm not trying to discredit Bamford. I'm not trying to discredit Klitsch, Ayling, Dallas, because these players, you know, they improved themselves. They worked their balls off to get to where they are in their careers right now. They've worked their asses off. But you can't just say Bielsa had no part in that. Bielsa was one of the driving factors in allowing them to develop like that. And they'll tell you that themselves. It's hard to think what players think of this news. That's what I'm saying, man. There's no way that this is not going to leave a bitter taste in the mouth of those players. You can't tell me that players like Calvin Phillips are not going to be annoyed at this news, are not going to be sickened to their teeth at what they're reading here. You just can't. You can't tell me that, because they will be. Bielsa is the best. It's hard to think what players think of this news. Fabrizio Romano said Bielsa is set to leave, so it's true. I mean, he has been wrong before, but yeah, I mean, when Fabrizio Romano says something, people listen, and it's usually because it's backed with some sort of fact. Good attacking manager. They haven't scored many goals than teams in the relegation zone. Yeah, because we don't have our best players, man. Because we don't have our best players. We don't have our goal scorer. Patrick Bamford contributed to 38.4% of Leeds' total goal output last year. And you're taking 38.4% of our goal output and just stripping it away. And the fact we didn't have a solid midfield base is why it's hard for us to create as well. It's hard to create chances when your midfield's getting run through. When you don't win the midfield battle, you lose that opportunity. We never fully replaced Pablo Hernandez's creativity. We lacked Phillips's assurance and his creativity in the deep midfield part. Should have trusted him. We don't like TalkSport because of Gabby. This season, he has been our biggest weakness. Naive tactics, daft substitutions, and no defense or midfield. I don't think he has been our biggest weakness. I think he has made a couple of mistakes. Yes, of course he has. There are a couple of things I don't understand that he's been doing. If I'm honest, there really are. But that doesn't mean that, you know, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's at fault sometimes. That doesn't mean he deserves to be thrown out in this manner. It doesn't mean that. Has Sky Sports News said anything? No, they haven't. Saw it on TalkSport, but seriously, Jesse Marsh is not the answer. Hi, JT. Sorry, I haven't had the pleasure. And I apologies on these terms. It's a sad day in LUFC modern history, in LUFC history, in Leeds history at all. It's a very, very, very sad day. Attack is the best form of defense. Scored 29, conceded 60. Yeah, I didn't say we've had a great year. I didn't say things were going well for us. I never said that. I never claimed that things were going great for us. But like I said, there's things that have happened to him. And yeah, look, I concede that he's made mistakes. I concede that our attacking play hasn't been perfect this year. But that doesn't mean that he hasn't given us the best attacking football since over the past 20 years. Because he has. Does this mean you're not going to shout Vamos Leeds Carajo when we score anymore? I will forever shout Vamos Leeds Carajo. Because this man is the first man that ever made me... I mean, I always loved Leeds, but he's the first man that properly gave me hope. You know, I never had hope as a fan. I never knew what it was like to actually believe properly that my team were going to turn up week in, week out. It was always just a blind faith, blind hope. I never actually felt what it was like to feel the love and the passion and the knowledge that Leeds are going to turn up and they're going to take the game to the opposition and they're going to play them apart and they're going to get up to the Premier League and I'm going to be able to finally watch my side. Finally watch them play the likes of Man U, the likes of Man City. And then we go up with 10 men, take the game to Man City away from home, beat them. Take the game to Liverpool in the first game of the season, get unlucky. Beat teams 5-0, 4-0, 6-0. Slap teams aside. He's the first guy who ever made me properly believe. Get the Three Musketeers back, and then we can judge him. The teams will have no confidence and no passion if he goes, though. No, I don't see how they will. Scary now, players could leave without Bielsa. Jesus, you've blown up today. I'm gutted today. Today is a very, very sad day. I think something must have happened behind the scenes as well. Maybe. I know I'm upset when my knees shake faster than cars on a motorway. 208 legends here. Alioski, what about Alioski? Hi, dude. Hi, John Crawford. How are you, man? If Leeds become a boring tiki-taka team, I'm actually done. I mean, yeah, whatever you say about Bielsa, you can't say that he hasn't given us some of the most exciting, exuberating football that you've ever watched in your life. I can't say I've ever watched Leeds under Bielsa and not been on the edge of my seat for 90 minutes straight. He's just, oh man, lack of investment in the squad, big time. Alioski is a massive, massive loss. United fan here, kind of sad news, very, very sad news. Nuno in, absolutely not. Nuno could not lace Bielsa's jockstrap. I don't believe there's a manager in the league that could. Yo, bro, I love your passion in your vids. It's awful. Bielsa has had to go, but we have to cut the cord now. It was always going to be a nasty, even if he left after an okay season. No, but if he left after an okay season and he kept us up, it would have been a different story. It would have been, we would have parted on good ways. This is not a good way to part on. This is not a happy ending. This is going to leave a bitter taste in the mouth of fans, of players, of everyone, of the board, of everyone in the club, man. This is not the worst way it could happen. Not like this. Never like this. Never. With 12 games to go before he gets his full squad back. Come on. Who the hell replaces Bielsa with this side? I don't know. Does Bielsa have a grandson we can sign? Lamau, he's so brave that it can be silly. Yes, it can. But it's that braveness, that stupidity at times, the craziness. That's what got us to where we are. Yes, it doesn't always work. Yes, it's a gamble. Yes, it's a risk. Yes, with the players we have, it's not 100% going to work. But that's what got us to where we are. That's what allowed us to believe, man. That's what brought us the passion and the love for the club. And I know it doesn't always work. I know he's made mistakes. But those mistakes that he's made are the same things that people were lauding him for. And now they're criticizing him for. You can't have it both ways. You can't. If he just went for this boring counter-attacking football and he never risked anything, we wouldn't have got up to the first place, because that's what everyone else tried to do before he came in with this same squad. It's sad to see him go, but all the good things have to come to an end. He got us back to the Prem, and we'll always be thankful for that. Bielsa is the most amazing manager. He's done the most amazing job for Leeds, especially during the COVID. They need big investment in players. Most of the games you play without substitutions, marching on. I like your passion. Thank you very much. Facts and recent record speaks for itself. That Dallas goal would have happened if it wasn't for Bielsa. Heard he has left by mutual consent. Yeah, but mutual consent basically means walked before you are pushed. That's all that mutual consent means. It's just a way of saving face for the club. Love JT's passion. Wish our players showed that today. I wish they did, because those players have let him down. They have let him down. There's no two ways about it. They have let him down. A lot of the club have let him down. That is a fact. That is a fact, man. That is a fact. He did, but he blew up. Breaking news: Sky Sports are in talks with Steve McLaren. If we went in for Steve McLaren after Bielsa, I would actually, I would be sick in my mouth, and I would eat it up, vomit again, eat that vomit again, eat it over and over again, and that would still cause me less pain than that. Yo, Harry Benoki, how are you, my man? Is good for Man U. Who's good for Man U? Plot twist: Gabio Bomlahor is the new Leeds manager. 400 subs, bro. Those subs are for Bielsa. Forever Bielsa. Forever Bielsa indeed. Bielsa is everything, you know. Bielsa, I can't even, you know, for whatever you guys say about Leeds in the modern era, for everything I've enjoyed doing these things, he's the one that's made everything so great. He really has. Next manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You cannot be conceding goals like that. We've made a horrible record. One season wonders, just like Sheffield United. Heard he left by mutual consent. Yeah, but like I said, man, mutual consent is not that. Mutual consent is not mutual consent. I think it is. I think we'd stay up if we beat Norwich and Watford. 6 points right there. You're deluded. Hey, fair enough, mate. Maybe I am. Maybe I am a bit emotionally guided for everything this man has done for me, but I cannot put it in. I cannot look at myself in the mirror and criticize this man on such a sad day and say he deserved this at all. You're too young to remember Howard Wilkinson. Forget Howard Wilkinson. We're talking about Marcelo Bielsa here. Marcelo Bielsa is greater than any man that's ever stood before him. And that's not to discredit Howard Wilkinson. Howard Wilkinson did great stuff for the club, of course. Of course he did. I'm not discrediting that. But Bielsa, just the effect he had on everyone around him was just like nothing I've ever witnessed in football before. How much are the injuries this season going to cost Bielsa his job? I mean, they really have. Apparently, Bielsa decided to leave for us. What do you mean, leave for us? Who do you support? What do you mean? We need him now. Give him the Villa and Norwich game, exactly. One of the best managers on the planet. The best manager on the planet is what Guardiola actually said. The best. And you can't disagree with him. I 100% agree with him. I hope I wake up and it's April 1st. Tell me about it, man. I just want to punch myself in the face so I can wake up from this nightmare. He did so much for the club. What he did for the players. The same pundits that praised him last year criticize him today. How many fans can... Oh, is it back? Yeah, it's back. Disconnected for a second there. Watch you get Big Sam. If it wasn't for him, we'd still be in the championship. Watch how many fans follow him for his next club. That's how good he is, exactly. And players, potentially. That's the more important thing. Players. He was one of the main driving forces in getting a lot of these players in. Why are you crying for? Most overrated manager in the league, just an Argentinian, Steve Bruce. I mean, that is, there's no facts to back that up. That is an extremely, extremely delusional comment there. Dream Joker. If it wasn't for him, we'd still be in the championship. We really would. Marcelo Bielsa is not that. Lol, that's gross. Players wouldn't have had without Bielsa. Phillips, Bamford, Dallas, Rafinha, Joffrey, Harrison, the whole squad. Apparently, Jesse March from RB Leipzig might join. He might. That's basically what's probably going to happen. If he walks, who do you want? I don't want anyone, if I'm honest. I can't even begin to think about anyone else being in there. It would probably be Jesse Marsh. But I couldn't even, I was so in love with the man that I would genuinely turn down Guardiola at the opportunity of keeping him in. And you can call that delusional, you can call that what you want, but at this current moment in time, I just want to think about Bielsa. I just want to talk about the great stuff he's done for the club, the great man and human being that he is, rather than even thinking about who else we could get into the club. I'm just, he's gone from making me cry tears of joy to tears of pain. If he walks, who do you want? Nothing confirmed yet by the club. I personally believe the owner did all of this. He didn't want to get the money. He was partially to blame. We need him given the Villa and Norwich game. You're not deluded, just people don't understand how much he has done for us. Norwich leads Everton to go down. I said it earlier, which manager could take this side to survival? 9 games left, and we are not the worst in this league. This is the most sense I've heard tonight. I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope I'm speaking some sort of sense. I'm trying to keep myself as emotionally calm and emotionless as possible, but it's so hard. The feelings I feel for this man, like I said, I've never loved anyone aside from my family as much as I love this man. That's just the way it is. This is the most we could replace him with. Thank F, he's gone. Build a statue, but his time's up. I'm sorry, he did do a job. Sorry, he did a job, but we're in the Premiership. Welcome to the Bielsa Widow team. I'm from Chile, and he changed my life. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I feel your pain. I mean, a man. When have you ever seen a man touch so many hearts of so many different clubs that he's been at? You know, all over the world. I haven't seen a single fan of a club he's managed really have a bad word to say about him after he's gone. I really haven't. Sorry, he did a job. This is clickbait until official press release from the club. Hey, maybe it is. I hope it is. I hope this is the biggest clickbait I've ever seen. You know? I hope YouTube strike me down for clickbait, for even muttering the words. If I'm honest, I'll take that. But I don't know. Apparently, Bielsa left because it's what's best for Leeds. It's all over, guys. Marsh won't save Leeds. Championship, here we come. Too little way and too late. Don't get me wrong, he deserves criticism, but then for what he's done, but he doesn't deserve to go like this. I mean, I couldn't agree more. You summed it up perfectly there, Charlie. Even Newell's old boy gave him a farewell treat. I mean, he deserves a game to go away on. He deserves a testimonial-ish game. He deserves a game where the fans can give him the proper love he deserves. He deserves marches on the street for him. Forget Marsh, the manager. Bielsa deserves the march. Bielsa made me cry with joy, and now he's giving me tears of pain. I haven't cried so much since Pablo. Bielsa over Guardiola. I feel bad for Leeds at the moment, to be honest. Hey man, thanks for that one. Marcelo Bielsa, Leeds glory, Leeds United. We couldn't carry on like this. He's a true legend. Look, Bielsa has been with us for over 3 years, more or less the same squad. Maybe players need to take some responsibility too. Players do need to take some responsibility because players have let him down big time. Big time, a lot of those players have. He's put a lot of faith in a lot of those guys, and a lot of them have let him down horrifically. Bielsa will be with us forever. He'll be with me forever for sure. I hope to wake up from this and dream and find he's still with us. I mean, I will knee slide around the world, around the globe, if he somehow stays. Bielsa had to go. He's a legend. Love him, but we need fresh ideas. I don't agree with that one. But, you know, you're entitled to your own opinion. Everyone is supposed to be standing outside Ellen Road tomorrow, 12 p.m., chanting his name. I wish I could be there. In fact, I might get there. That they need to be, you know. Keep him in. We have an 18-goal striker missing and England's best midfielder. Exactly what I've been saying, man. Bamford equated to 38.4% of our goal output last year. Phillips is England midfielder of the year. England player of the year. He's one of the best midfielders in the world. And we miss him. We miss our whole spine. Leeds amongst West Yorkshire is over 1.5 million people. No tram network. Northern Powerhouse Rail and HS2 to Leeds Council. No wonder why Leeds is being shortchanged in the Premier League. I mean, Leeds as a city. I mean, he reinvigorated. That's what I'm saying. He didn't just reinvigorate the club. He reinvigorated the city. You know, he brought the city to life. The city was bouncing. Yeah, it's always been a city full of passion and pride, of course. But the city was visibly bouncing under this man. I have never seen a city of people so happy as they had under the best times of Bielsa. It was really something magical to witness, to go there and see a whole city just enthralled, believing in passion. I mean, a city that loves their club so much, and a manager who made them believe and love their club even more. I mean, wow. Owners are mostly, respect to Bielsa from a Villa fan, love to you, Aussie. Owners are mostly to blame, as they didn't supply him with the money that was needed, but he did turn players like Minamino who would want to score against us. Yeah, but Minamino wouldn't have affected the squad, really, if we're being honest. He really wouldn't. John Crawford, thank you for subscribing, my brother. All he's done for us, living in the past as usual. Yes, he's done good, but we are absolute garbage right now. No signings is just ridiculous. I'm not sure. Not sure I'm living in the past, mate. I'm living in the present, and in the present and in the future. And in the future, I'm saying the best chance we have of escaping the drop is with that man. Kicks the hope out of me. I've accepted relegation. Anything more would be positive. Love Bielsa from Man United. He's been amazing for you. He really has. Thanks for that, man. 4 wonderful years. Nothing lasts forever. He has wonderful memories that will stay with us forever. Now it's time to start the now is not the time to start the blame game. Just be grateful we got to spend 4 years with him. Well, look, man, everything comes to an end, but it shouldn't end like this. This should not be the manner in which it ends. It really shouldn't. He deserves to see the season out at the very, very least. He deserves to see the season out. Is it going to Manchester United? Is in a mess. I don't think Bielsa will walk away. Sack maybe, but he won't walk away. He's not. It's a mutual consent thing. I hope this is more clickbait than clickbait. Unfortunately, I don't think it is. I'm subscribing, to be honest. Class Duck. Yeah, Class Duck. Day. Thank you very much. 2 years, Man U is in a mess. This is as bad as Pablo Alioski, Berardi. This will affect players like Bamford and Calvin, who made them. He made them what they are. He was the only one who believed in Bamford. Exactly, he was the only one who believed in Bamford, even at times when Bamford didn't believe in himself. I mean, look. You can call me delusional. You can call me misguided. You can call me living in the past. You can call me whatever you want. But the facts are the facts. We were a team languishing in mid-table. We were a team with no hope, no prosperity. Yes, Radrizzani started to shift things a little bit. He started to bring a little bit of hope in with Thomas Christensen. But at most, we were praying, begging to sneak into the playoffs. And then he's a man who not only took us from that, but within a season made us the best team in the league, to the point where when we lost in the playoffs, it was seen as a massive failure. And even then, people wanted him out. Not people wanted him out. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. People thought he was going to go. People thought, he's tried his best, but he's going to leave them now. Leeds are a failed team. Leeds are never going to, they're not worth his time. But he stayed there. He managed to keep players like Calvin Phillips there. And he stayed and he worked through. He said, no, my job is not done. I owe it to the fans. I owe it to the club. I owe it to the city. I owe it to everyone connected with this to get them up. And that he did. Then they say, is he going to stay? And he gives us one of the most sensational years in the Premier League that we have seen. Yes, it's not the same as us fighting for European glory. Yes, it's not the same as us being in the top 4. But we were taking the game to these top teams. We were whipping ass and taking names. We were going away to the likes of the champions-elect Manchester City and grafting out results against them. We were taking the game to Tottenham at home and whooping them. We were taking the game to lower league teams lower in the table, beating them 5-0. It wasn't just that we were beating them. It was the manner in which we were doing it for a newly promoted side. And he clawed this out of us, you know? He reinvigorated everything. Like I said, for me personally, I never felt love or joy or connection with the club. I've never felt so connected with the club in my life. They seem like such a far away organism that nothing I said or felt was ever going to cause any kind of impact within the club. And then this one man comes in and all of a sudden we feel connected. We feel like one. And it's working, and it's beautiful football, and it's winning football, and it's exciting football, and it's filling everyone with passion. People are believing, people are hoping for the first time they dare to dream. And at the first sign of adversity, as they say, there's a quote by Teddy Atlas that I really like, and it's, you never know how good someone is, you never know how good a boyfriend is, a brother, a friend, or anything until they're truly tested. And Bielsa was tested. You never know how loyal or how good of a manager he is until he was tested. And when he was tested, he fought through. You know, he stuck with his loyalty to Leeds. But when Leeds fans were tested, when the board were tested, when the club were tested, to keep the faith in him, when things were going wrong for him, when he made a couple of mistakes, when he needed us more than ever, people turned on him. People threw him under the bus. People sent him abuse, vile abuse, disgusting abuse, horrific abuse. Stuff that was making my skin crawl to read, to look at how you can disrespect the legacy of a great of the game, a great of the club like Bielsa. Hey, man. Is he going to Manchester United? This is as bad as Pablo Alioski did it. He deserves to play out there and right. He deserves to play players in their right positions. Dropping a striker on a bench leaves out. Come on now, good. He's gone. No. What happens if Bielsa comes to Man U? He wouldn't do that. How come's not announced on Sky Sports? Because it's not 100% confirmed yet. Like I said, there's a lot of legal ramifications because he kind of pays his own backroom staff and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of legal things going on. I mean, I hope that they can still reverse it and it doesn't happen, but I really doubt it. Bamford is pants. He'll be looking forward to the championship. That's where he belongs. We need a decent striker. Sadly, Bamford isn't it. What's your best ground to visit except Ellen Road? Ellen Road. People don't understand that we have been playing big teams recently with our main players out. We've also played half the season with half our squad injured. It's not Bielsa's fault. The players he's brung in like Rafinha and Rodrigo have done amazing. I love Bielsa, but we can't keep getting beaten and embarrassed every game. We have to make a change while there's still enough points to play and hopefully stay up. Maybe you should change the title of your stream as it is false information. Hey, if it doesn't happen, man, like I said, I'll happily take a strike from YouTube. I'll have YouTube come to my house, whoop my ass, and completely shadow ban the video to another dimension, just so that Bielsa stays. Unfortunately, I think it's happening. I really do. It's pretty much confirmed. What do you make of the Roman situation? Sorry, man, I'm not really... Look, I know it's big to talk about, but right now, I can't really think about that. My mind is just completely all over the gaff. I'm sorry. Love Bielsa, but we can't get getting beaten. What do you make of the Roman? Is there something like the Glazer? So do for us to get them. Players aren't playing for the badge, plain and simple. If Bielsa doesn't have the leaders who love the club, it'll never end well. Keep Bielsa, get Orta out. He didn't sign anyone when Bielsa needed them. Bielsa needed a few players to put in the place of injured players. Everyone needs to back him. The players should be ashamed, not Marcelo. He deserves to leave on the win. He really does. He deserves that much at least. Yes, thank you. Rafinha should come to Man United. OMG, not more cult behaviour. Leeds is bigger than Bielsa. It'll run its course. It always does. A sad day for the club, but the right decision. I was born in Bradford, within walking distance of Leeds boundary. I could see Headingley from my bedroom. I went to Leeds Polytechnic for 2 years. I started going to Leeds matches when I was 13. If he takes another team, we will hopefully enjoy beautiful football again. Hope that Leeds keep his style improving at some points. I mean, if he takes another team, I will be so sad to watch that happen. So sad, but it's relegation if he hadn't left. Is this all a wind-up? I certainly hope not. Marcelo Bielsa, sorry for your loss, but we needed those 3 points. You did, you know what, fair play. You outgunned us on the day. PO block, just sad that is potentially Bielsa's last ever game. I watched the game today. There was never a 4-0 game. We didn't perform. We really didn't perform. That's the beginning and the end of it. Yes, we could have scored a lot more goals, but we just did not perform. There was no confidence there. Fans forgotten what had happened previously. This is cult-like. The squad has lost the spark. Dallas, Harrison, Klitsch are not the same. No Costa, Alioski. Weak bench. Something needs to change. Phillips should come on his bike back to Man U. Not back to Man U. I don't think that will ever happen. LFC was a 10 out of 0 game. Spurs missed loads of 10-0 game. Spurs missed loads of chances. No point sacking Bielsa. The options, even Sam Allardyce was linked with the usual scavenger replacements. Get the trio fit. Bamford, Phillips and Cooper. We can escape. Love Leeds fan. Good you going through at last over the years. Thank you. Yes. Wow, this is a bubble. if you think Bielsa is the answer, every manager reaches his time, but every manager gets to the 5th season, and with every manager in their 4th or 5th season, they need to reinvigorate the squad. They need to get more players in. It's happened with all the best managers, including Pep Guardiola. He had that 5th season where everything started to go wrong with him. The team looked lethargic. People were saying Guardiola's done. And what happens? They stay with him, they reinvest into the squad, and he goes on to win the league the next year. Every manager has that. Bielsa was having one of those seasons, maybe, yes. Yes, he was, granted. But he also, on top of that, had a season where his best players were out injured, so he had a double whammy effect. It was always going to be a tough year for him. It always was, with the way that things went. Too many gaps in the system, teams getting through defense too easily, yeah. But how much of that is down to him? How much of that is down to the spine of the team going, look, and I'm not saying he didn't make mistakes. Look, I think people are here thinking I'm saying that he was perfect and everything he did was 100% right and he didn't make mistakes. My point is, who doesn't make mistakes? Who comes in isn't going to make mistakes? Everyone does. Everyone is. I don't, everyone makes mistakes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did a few things that were short-sighted, that may have been seen as stupid and making the same mistakes over and over again, not playing the right squads, not playing the right systems, being too naive, whatever people want to throw at him. But who doesn't make mistakes and who isn't going to? For what's the pain of getting beat? The pain of getting beat by Man U 6-2-5 on a 4-2. Yep. Firpo, worst signing in years. He didn't make the Firpo signing, and I don't think that's the worst signing in years. Wow, this is a bubble. I think Firpo needs time to settle in. I think I've seen snails move quicker than Firpo. Ronaldo is finished. Depends on when we play use. Too many gaps in the system. You'll never forget the memories like signing Dan James for £26 million and getting spanked 6-2 after 16 years of wait. Those are just a couple of memories, and I don't think the Dan James thing is necessarily something to be extremely sad at. But look, yeah, we had bad results, but what team doesn't have bad times, even under great managers? Respect to Bielsa for bringing Leeds back to the Premier League. From a Chelsea fan, love to you, Henry Danger. We got spanked by a poor Everton team. Two not just good teams. We were easy to beat. Bielsa rejected Donny van de Beek and Winks. Also Diaz. He won't change his tactics and haven't been working for 6 months because we haven't had the proper club. Like I said, for his tactics to work properly, we need a two-man midfield of Phillips and Forshaw. And he only had the privilege of having that for a couple of games. He only actually had the privilege of that for a couple of games. We didn't sign a midfielder in the summer. Big mistake. Didn't sign one in the January transfer window. Even bigger mistake. And we paid for it. Too many gaps in the system. Pendles ghosted. Pendles ghosted. We got spanked. And yes, look, we did. We've had some shocking performances, shocking results. Things weren't perfect before this news. I'm not saying they were, but this isn't the way that I think that this story deserves to end. I think this beautiful story filled with roller coasters and ups and filled with a roller coaster that was filled with ups and downs and twists and turns and pivots. Yes, there were some downs, there were some really big lows, just as there were some extremely triumphant highs. But it was a roller coaster that deserved a better ending. It was a story that deserved a different ending to this, in my opinion, personally, at least. Look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's fair enough. Me personally, I just want to show respect and try and repay some of the love that this man has put into my life. If I can repay any of that to him, then I'll be happy to do that. Knocked out of conference. I can see the players adapting to another manager's tactics for a final 10 games for safety. Did you see Dallas open goal chance? I did. It was ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Bielsa reject players. It's well known we had options in January we didn't take. This is true. I'm not gonna deny it. He did turn down Donny van de Beek. He did turn down Harry Winks. Winks, I don't think massively is a poor decision. Van de Beek, I thought was a poor decision that he turned him down. Yes. I'm not saying he didn't make mistakes like that, but I don't think anyone else would do a better job with the players we have. because no matter what you say about him turning players down, we can't sign anyone till the end of the season. So we have a bunch of Bielsa players. You know, no one else is going to be able to do better with this squad, in my opinion, than he would be able to for the rest of the season. Because even if we do come back and start playing better football, there's no proof that Bielsa couldn't have done that himself once we get players back. Having Bamford, Phillips, Cooper out is no excuse to be playing like this. I think it is quite an excuse, actually. Bielsa lost the dressing room. The players didn't believe anymore. I don't know that he did, and I think that the dressing room could be lost after this. The league, the beast for the manager. Nuno to Leeds. Get Ollie to Leeds, please. Oh, Jesus, man. Do you agree, Bio Clock? LOL fans from other clubs arguing in this chat. You love to see it. Hey, man, why not? Why not? We all know the injuries were largely down to the harsh training. Naturally, when results are good, they didn't mind. But when we started losing, plus the tough training, I think the players just stopped. You never know what's going on behind the scene. Maybe they were mentally fatigued. But like I said before, because when you play this kind of style, you need to reinvent the squad every 4 or 5 years. And we didn't do that. We didn't spend enough money in the summer. We didn't spend enough money in January. And yes, he turned a couple of players down in January, but that didn't mean that he didn't want to sign any players in the summer, or he didn't want to sign anyone in January. The offers that were made to him were made last second on the last couple of days of the window. You know, it's not like he was given a lot of time to plan around these things. Being chill, just a salty Spurs fan in here. Best chance of Leeds FC making it into the PL and loving sports in general is your mayor. Tracy Brabin, given all her proper rail network transfer for North. We all know the injuries were largely down to it. Arsenal top 4. We need to get behind Ted Lasso so we stay up in honor of Marcelo. Jesus Christ. Bielsa made way too many duff decisions this year. Square pegs, round holes, weird tactics and substitutions, and Roberts ahead of Joffy was just madness. Are you a Spurs fan as well, Lee? Unlucky for Leeds. Who's this bloke you're linked to? What bloke? What are you talking about? What bloke? What do you mean? What do you mean, what bloke am I linked to? People, there is no official news from the club. Nothing to confirm he has left. No, but unfortunately, I think you'll wake up to the news that he has. Oh, you mean Marsh? He's a guy who basically has managed RB Leipzig, and he was sacked after the first few months of the season. So he was sacked from his job, and Leeds scout him as the replacement. He was obviously the replacement to Nagelsmann at Leipzig, and they think he's the man for the job. Cocked up in January, no signings. Damn disappointing, but it was expected. I 100% agree with all of your comments. We will be lost without Bielsa. Feels like a relative has died for me. Still trying to comprehend this news. It hadn't been confirmed yet. I don't think he leaves. I mean, I pray this is all some kind of nightmare, but I think he will. Has he gone? It really seems like it. I totally agree. Has he defo gone? It's not 100%, man. It's not 100%. But either way, it seems like 90%. And look, even if he does stay, I want to give him my love. I want to give him my support. If he stays, then I'll be too happy, you know, to even, you know, I apologize for maybe riling some of you up if he does stay. But I think he's gone. I think I've read too much about him being gone. Apparently, it has been confirmed by TalkSport. Fabrizio Romano saying it's only a matter of time. This is all speculation and clickbait. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But my first thought when I saw the news was, well, first of all, I was in shock. I was staring at my phone, just in disbelief. Few other things I did / happened, and I just, you know, I wanted to come and talk with you guys about it, really, you know, about the news that's going on. I can't sleep right now. All I've been doing is refreshing my Twitter feed, just praying that there's going to be some new information that counteracts this, just praying that there's going to be something that comes out and says that Leeds will stay, but that Leeds will stay, that Bielsa will stay. But I haven't heard any good reaffirming news right now. He's going to do a search, Squawks. What is holding up the announcement? If it's the legal side of things, well, he pays his backroom staff. So apparently, there's apparently what I'm hearing from reports and what I'm reading is that there's basically legal issues. They're sorting out legal issues of getting him out, and they're probably trying to get the next manager ready to sign the contract. If it is Marsh, they're trying to get him basically at the club, signed, sealed, and delivered before that they announce that Bielsa's gone. That basically seems what it is, you know. If Jesse Marsh got sacked from RB Leipzig, there's no way he can manage a Premier League side. I mean, can't judge a book until you've read at least the first few pages. But if Ollie goes to Leeds, Bamford will be the first to be bent over his desk. Mutual consent has been said, so it must be a contract situation. Plot twist, Bamford is now fit and safe Bielsa's job. Palace over Spurs. Good night, Third Fish, my man. Hello, TD5. How are you, bro? I'm a United fan, but if we don't get Ruben Amorim as manager from Sporting, I think he would be a good fit for Leeds. Where do our next points come from? I don't really know. I don't really know anymore. I do not know. I have to see. We don't know how these next few hours or next few days are going to shape out, if I'm honest. Watford over United. Tyler Roberts at Vic Vinegar. Chelsea over Spurs. If Bielsa leaves, I hope he becomes Australian head coach. Bielsa may be sacked. He won't walk away. Radio Leeds. If we beat Leicester, that's where our next points come from. Marsh ain't the answer. His old team have only lost 2 since he left, and he lost the dressing room. Bielsa supposedly wants to get... I'm not sure about that one. Have to get Marsh a work permit? No. Maybe, yeah. I presume so. If he was gonna join the club, yeah, I'd presume so. Gutted for him. Show some solid proof that he is gone. I know you can't. I never said I could. And the only thing that is making me somewhat happy right now is that I can't. Is that I'm refreshing my feed, praying that he stays. But, you know, the board should have made Bielsa agree to stay if we got relegated. Go read TalkSport article. Well, that's basically the most confirmation we've had is from TalkSport. Bielsa has relegated us. No, he hasn't. When do you think it will be announced? In the morning? Unfortunately, I do. Should watch Bilbao versus United quarters and the CL game. Exactly. Man United got bent open by Watford. Marsh can just about win the Austrian Bundesliga with Red Bull Salzburg. The Prem is brutal. You have to buy your position. You really do. I mean, look at Newcastle with Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe was, you know, he got them playing better football, but they still weren't pulling up any trees. You know, they were still in a dire situation. They go and spend a lot of money, and now all of a sudden Eddie Howe's the answer. I mean, what would have happened if Bielsa was allowed to spend the kind of money that Eddie Howe and Newcastle did? Would have been a different story. The board should have made Bielsa agree to stay if we got relegated. Spurs got destroyed. The Prem is brutal. Get Gary Monk back in. I'm here. I haven't been sacked, my friend, but I do want to leave this championship club very soon. Fuck's sake. JT, Leicester, Villa, and Norwich are all winnable games, aren't they? They were. I don't know how the next few days are going to shape out. I don't know how the players are going to react to this news, mate. I really don't. I really, really don't. Like I said, with Bielsa in, I had faith that by the time the Villa game rolled around, we were going to have Patrick Bamford back. We were going to have Calvin Phillips back. And I had faith that he was going to turn this around. I really, really did. I had faith that when we got those players back, things were going to change. But I don't know how Phillips is going to react to this news. I don't know how Bamford is going to react to this news, especially if he was pushed out. You know, if he walked out, may have been a different story. But the fact he's been pushed, I don't know how the players are actually going to react to it. Mark Jackson only fit at the moment. Yeah, because TalkSport has more info than the Leeds official site. Well, because it's not 100% confirmed. It's basically rumors. Your goal reactions are legendary, bro. Thank you very much for the kind words. TD5, you legend. Why am I watching Spurs United fans argue? Hey, it's bringing some satire to the to what is a very bleak, tragic day. That's for sure. It is bringing some satire to that, so keep it going. Man U become the new Arsenal, fighting for 4th place. If we had City's money, Bielsa would win the league. I bet you $1,000, Squawks. What are you betting him on? What are you betting him about? While Marcelo Bielsa and Leeds lawyers discuss final contract termination details, talks are in progress for Jesse Marsch to be appointed as new manager. The agreement's now at its final stages, according to Fabrizio Romano. Let me see. Has he tweeted anything? Let me just let me see. Let me see if he's tweeted anything. Where is he? Where is the man? Where is the man of the hour? What has he said? Well, Marcelo Bielsa and Leeds lawyers discuss final contract termination details. Talks are now in progress for Jesse Marsch to be appointed as new manager. The agreement's now at its final stages. Marsch has been on Leeds' board list for months. Work in progress. Oh. Yeah. Well, that's not the news you wanted to hear. That is not the news you wanted to hear at all. Not the news you wanted to hear at all. Really not. Really, really not. As Martin J has just subscribed and joined the family. Thank you very much, my brother. You're very much appreciated, as always. Yeah. Seems like it is over. It seems like this fairy tale story, this beautiful, beautiful story of a beautiful, beautiful man has reached a bitter, bitter, bitter end. Twitter response I'm reading feels like Leeds and Andrea Rajazani might just lose a lot of goodwill and a lot of revenue if they do / have sacked Bielsa. Jesse Marsch. Sorry for digging you out. But you really need to change the title of your stream. Why do I need to? What am I going to change the title to? You know, I don't need to change the title to anything. The title is what the title is. Unfortunately, I wish I could. If I could change the title right now to Marcelo Bielsa signs 20,000 year contract with Leeds United, lifetime contract with Leeds United, which cannot be terminated by either manager or club, then believe me, I really would. Charlie Brown, David Laddie, Martin J, thank you very much for subscribing and joining the family, you legends. Can you please just not gonna lie, I do believe the board overall have treated Bielsa badly for this, and they will not be forgiven anytime soon. Mark Jackson will likely be taken over as caretaker manager for Leicester. No, I don't think so. I think basically they're waiting until they can get the new manager in before they get rid of him. I can't explain how upset I am today, mate. Same here, man. Same here. That Bielsa has gone, JT. All right. Leicester don't seem in form. I actually think Leeds can get the better of them. Yeah, like I said, it all just depends how they react to this. I'd prefer Jackson as interim until the summer. No, we can't be doing with interim coaches. Cool live. This is bro. Thank you very much, man. I think the biggest problem Leeds will have with a new manager is the change of tactics. The system is part of the DNA. How do they change? He'd done amazing. Best manager for them this decade. Only club I would consider going to is the richest club in the world, Newcastle United. That's a fair point. Newcastle could be gunning for him now. And if Newcastle got him, he could take them to European glory, and that would actually rip my heart out. That would rip my heart out of my body if he went to Newcastle and led them to glory. You can change the title. I don't need to change the title, my man. They had to do something. No one is bigger than the club. Someone mute Marcelo. Yeah, Giza, stop spamming, por favor. I think Bielsa will retire now, to be honest. I mean, maybe, potentially. He could do. I don't really know. Bielsa won't go to Newcastle. He won't go anywhere. He'll be devastated by this. Yeah, he's a little time out there for my boy Marcelo Bielsa. I mean, it pains me to do that to a man like Bielsa, but I had to be done. What a beautiful man, a beautiful name. I mean, I'm sad to see him go. It really is. I want him to come back to the club at the end of the season and say his goodbyes. That's what I'm saying, man. He deserves a game for his goodbyes. He deserves more than this. Surely he does for everything he's done. Bielsa is a man of integrity and principles. He will not take any other jobs in the Prem. Maybe, but he's been pushed out. That's the only thing. It's a very, very bitter end. He's been forced out by the club. So you never know what's going to happen now. I mean, everything about him says he wouldn't. But when you're forced out by a club and then Newcastle come in and offer you the chance to have complete freedom and sign anyone you want, you never know. Sad day, but hey-ho, marching on together. Bielsa can't play his tactics against the top teams. He can, and it has worked in the past, so I'm not sure about that one. He doesn't deserve this. If he takes us down this season, so be it. Let him at least finish the season. You timed out Marcelo Bielsa, JT. How could you? I mean, it killed me inside, man. It pained me to do it. You know. It really did pain me. Bielsa always be loved. He always will be, and he always should be, and he deserves to be. Bielsa always be loved. He deserved until the end of the season. We always struggle across January to Feb. How come the board has done this is unreal. I love his tactics, but he got opened up. Yeah, we did get opened up at times, and look, we were poor. We've been very, very poor, and things were looking extremely dangerous at this point of the season with the way we've been playing under Bielsa. I'm not oblivious to that fact. I'm not oblivious to the fact that things were going wrong. But this isn't the way. This isn't the way for me that you end it. These were the 3 hardest games we have. This isn't the way you do it. You don't do this silent back doors. Goodbye. Get rid of Bielsa and bring some new guy in. You know, you don't do this. The fact that we're all being left in suspense like this with nothing being said by the club or anyone else. This isn't how you do it, I don't think. This isn't how you treat a man like this. He loves the fans. He will not stick the knife in. Yeah, but I mean the fact a lot of fans have turned on him is scary. The board has no choice. We're getting relegated if nothing changes. I mean, hey, that's how you want to look at it. That's how you want to look at it. I think what it is, personally, if we kept Bielsa, we have a chance of surviving. But without Bielsa, we're done for. Well, that was my thought, at least, going into this. I think we're almost guaranteed relegation without him, but with him we are. I mean, look, if he does go and we do get someone else, then I'll have no choice but to get behind them. Of course I will. But right now, like I say, for this night, this evening at least, I can't help but just be extremely sad. And I'm sorry if that's annoying to you guys. I'm sorry if I'm coming across as delusional or not. But yeah, he just for right now, all I can think about is what this beautiful man has done for my life personally. Board gave plenty of time for Bielsa. Leeds were poor all season. Beautiful Bielsa. Do you agree at the end of the match the players looked like they knew something? All our players looked down and sadder than normal. Maybe. At the time, I didn't really put anything into it. I put it down to, things looking like a really bad shape that Leeds were in. But, yeah, I mean, looking back in hindsight, maybe, yeah. Leeds have been poor the majority of the season. He may have gone on his own accord. No chance, man. No chance. He walked before he was pushed. That's what. If he does leave and it's mutual consent, he's walked before he was pushed. He wanted to build a house in Leeds. He wanted to do all these things. He was gonna stick it out. He didn't just walk. He didn't go on his own accord. Too late in the season, mate. We miss Phillips. We miss Phillips big time. Even if Jesse comes in and wins a few games, he won't win over the fans. I mean, it'll be very hard. It's going to be a very, very, very hard job for whoever comes in after Bielsa now. Very, very, very tough job to replace a man like that. It's going to be almost impossible. They're already on a hiding to nothing, whoever comes in. And that's the sad reality of the matter. We could have brought in Wenger if he wasn't 75. RB Leipzig boss coming apparently. The former RB Leipzig boss, Marsh, he got sacked after a few months in charge there. Ollie should not get the Leeds job. Everyone knows someone who is old. Trying to get an old person to change their ways is almost impossible. But trying to get a genius to change their ways is even harder. Because it's that stubbornness and that complete assurity that your ideas are going to work no matter how crazy they seem to everyone else, that every single top manager in the world has. And it's what gives them their success. That's just the thing. Harry Class A, you know the rest. Tomorrow morning, there'll be a lot have been taken out. Come on, man. Not this again. Come on, bro. Man, you're forcing me to do this. You're forcing me to do this to you, man. I don't want to do this, man. I don't want to do it, brother. I don't want to do it to you, man. Oh, man. MB, my man. I'm sorry, brother. But you're going to have to go on another timeout. Okay, it's not working. All right, he's impossible to time out. What's going on, man? Oh, there we go. He's been has Bielsa been sacked, mate? Pretty much. It's like the report from from Fabrizio Romano just said. It's they're waiting to figure out the legal things. Breaking news: Leeds fire the only likable thing about their entire club. I'd have to disagree with that one. But yeah. I mean, like I said, for anyone that didn't see it, basically this is the latest breaking news on it. This is the latest breaking news. While Marcelo Bielsa and Leeds lawyers discuss their final contract termination details, talks are now in progress for Jesse Marsh to be appointed as new manager. The agreement's now at its final stages. Marsh has been on Leeds' board list for months. Work in progress. March seems to be the man. Munich 58. Solskjaer for the Leeds job. New coach can save Leeds. Will be tight though. Teams won't score so easily versus Leeds. No one plays like Marcelo Bielsa. No one really does. I really hope we get Nuno, please. He got Europe with Wolves. I don't think Nuno's the best role for the job, the best man for the role, because he's a defensive coach, and these players have been ingrained into playing attacking football. You just say he got sacked after a few months. Yeah, he did. He did. I will, if he comes back and does it again, I will permanently mute him. I really hope we get Nuno managed to get Europe with Wolves and we'll manage to get some good results with us. I disagree because of the way that we've been playing this. Bielsa is gone. JT just sacked him. Oh man. When do you think they will release if he's staying or not? Probably a few hours. Probably tomorrow morning or tonight. Once they get the next manager, which looks like it is going to be Marsh, fully wrapped and done. That's when they're going to announce it, once they get all the legalities sorted out. Is he actually off? It really seems like it. Sorry, I've got the wrong thing on the screen here. My bad. Put Ollie at the wheel. Romano knows what's happening. I feel that out of respect, you have to give Bielsa until the end of the season. At least let him go with dignity. So do I, but it's long gone, my friend. That chance is long gone, I think. Don't want to go back to the championship, man. No, I really don't. The best man for the job is not Ollie. That's for sure. The best thing the new manager can do is shore up the defense and try to grind out some wins. But can the players play that way? Will the players want to play that way after they're used to playing this kind of football? I don't know. How will we react to this? I really don't know. I wanted him sacked, but it just seems so weird, and I really feel down about it, man. Well, look. I said to my dad tonight in tears how much the players and board have betrayed him. Thank you, Marcelo. I'll never forget what you've done, El Loco. I feel betrayed personally that this has happened. I feel it is one of the greatest betrayals in the entirety of football, let alone English football. As I fix my lighting here. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on anyone. I'm not trying to send hate to the board. I'm not trying to send hate to anything. I just think that this is the wrong decision, personally. If you think it's the right decision, fair enough. But I think that there has been a lack of faith showed in Bielsa, personally. No, I don't want anyone to go and send hate or abuse towards Radrizzani, Kinnear, anyone like that. They're doing their jobs and they have done good stuff for the club in the past. That cannot be understated. I don't want them to give hate. I don't want people to give hate to him, but I just want people to give respect to Bielsa, especially if he is gone. You know, I just want people to finally, you know, fans, so many fans calling for his head, so many fans basically spitting on the face of Marcelo Bielsa, giving him vitriolic abuse, just saying this horrific stuff about Bielsa all year and about wanting him out. It's disgusting how some of the stuff I was reading about him, if I'm honest. And to those people who really wanted him out, you've got your wish. And I mean, I hope that we can resurrect things before the end of the season. But you know, I think you should think next time to maybe, you know, show a bit more respect to such a great figure, such a marvelous figure. I think that, you know, people need to just show some more respect to people like that. But yeah, Paul, I seriously feel you and your dad's pain on that one. Me and my dad gone through the same thing today as well. Serious question: what has that March guy done? Not a lot. He won the league with Salzburg, I do believe. But aside from that, he got sacked by Leipzig. I'm not trying to hate on Marsh either. When I say I don't think he can do a better job than Bielsa, that's not an indictment on Marsh. That's not a hate on Marsh. Like I said, I can't judge him. You can never judge a book until you've read at least a few pages of it. You know, you can't judge it by its cover. So I can't say anything about him until I've seen him in the role. However, I don't think that could do any better than Bielsa could. You know, even if things do turn around, I think I still believe deep in my heart that Bielsa could turn this around once we get our players back. I really do. I really, really do. Leeds fans booing at full time had an effect. I don't think they were booing the manager though. You know, even when I was there and we were losing to Man U, I was still hearing people sing his name, cheer for him. I don't think that's 100% true. The owners are I didn't mean to throw hate at the board, but I don't like that Kinnear guy, and I don't think I think he is to blame for this whole situation. Well, whether you think people could think he's to blame. People's opinions are their own interpretation, but all I'm saying is don't go out and give abuse to anybody connected with it. Just go out. If you want to do anything, I say what I think you should is go out, whether it be on Twitter or it be anywhere, and just share the happiest memories that this beautiful man has given you, your family, your loved ones, your friends, anything in and around the club, any happy memories that this guy has given you or anyone. That's what should be circulating around. That's what deserves to be shown, really. Come on, you whites. Leeds fans booing at full time had an effect. We'll take Rafinha and Phillips to Man U. You will not get Phillips. Rafinha, I certainly hope doesn't go there either. None of us can hate him, but the time has come. Thanks very much for everything. The time is done. The owners are shocking. They didn't spend enough money to improve the team, and Bielsa is stubborn to change his tactics. We are going down. Bielsa has 12 games left. At least allow him to try something different. He is not daft. He knows changes are needed. He's really not daft at all. I think Leeds fans were respectful. There weren't any chants at games versus Marcelo Bielsa. It's just the internet mob. Yeah, I'm not saying the people in the stadium were. I'm saying what I was reading online a hell of a lot was, a lot of the stuff I was reading online about him was really disgusting. I mean, to see that what was being written online about him given towards anyone is bad, would be horrific. But given towards a man like that, one of the kindest people on the planet, I find it really, really uncomfortable to see some of the stuff that was said about him, about a guy who's never done any wrong. He's never wished any ill harm on anybody. So look, if you think he's not a good manager, if you think his time's done, if you think that we need to get rid of him to stay up, fair enough, you can say that, but you shouldn't be going around abusing the poor man. The guy has been given such a harsh run by the media and by everyone. I think it's really unfair on him. Bielsa's 12 games left. At least allow him to try something different. He's not daft. He knows changes are needed. I think the fans were respectful. Hello, Marcelo Bielsa. You return. Wouldn't March bring Adeyemi to Leeds? Maybe because he's a top talent. I mean, Bielsa could bring a lot of players to Leeds. Bielsa's the reason that we've been linked with a lot of top players, and I think Bielsa could attract more players than Marsh, personally. The club should have released the news first for our fans. None of this leaked shizzle to the press. Yeah, exactly. How are TalkSport reporting on it before Leeds have said a word? I do not know how this is happening, if I'm honest. I really don't. Sorry, I spanned. I just have so much love for Newcastle United right now. This appointment just takes me back to the likes of Christensen and Heckingbottom. March aim is to keep us up, plain and simple. We have to trust in his ways, and hopefully he keeps us up. I don't think Marsh could do any better. I hear that it's damage limitation from here on in. It absolutely is. Glory, Leeds United. and it's Leeds United. Never forget Stoke 1-3 Leeds. I mean, wow, that's what I'm saying, man. That Stoke game, Stoke went into that game favourites to win the championship. They were the favourites. Leeds were meant to be nobodies, really, especially compared to Stoke, who were the favourites. And Leeds were destined for what? Mid-table, maybe sneaking to the playoffs. And then in the first game of the year, we smacked Stoke so hard, we battered them down into mid-table mediocrity, into the lower half of the table. Despite no one really expecting too much from us, except from the Leeds fans who started to believe in what he was doing. Hey, man, I'll never forget that. That was the biggest statement victory I've ever seen in my life. It was brilliant. It really was. The Suderland United, back to ordinary football again. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, it seems the days of beautiful, elegant, swashbuckling football have come to an end. 100%, but that's the internet. Bielsa, always beloved. It's time for a positive change. He's so humble. I do think that we struggled to score without Bamford. We do. We have. That's why I said the guy literally contributed to 38.4% of our goal output last year. I mean, the guy is imperative. 17 Premier League goals. You can't replace these goals just out of thin air. We also lack Pablo's creativity, which we've never really truly addressed. God's by brother, this man has got us out of the championship. Goodbye, sad day. Very, very sad day. What will happen? Get shanked. I don't know what you mean by that. Mate. Duvan Zapata would be a quality signing. Zapata would be a quality signing indeed. Jesse Marsh looks like Jeremy Kyle. You know what? I kind of see it, I do kind of see it now that you mention it. I do kind of see it. Yeah, I kind of see it, I do kind of see it. I do kind of see it. Still nothing official, JT. No, nothing really crazy official. But it seems like it's basically a matter of time, really. Bielsa will forever be a legend. People are forgetting Radrizzani and a few shocking appointments before Bielsa. And that just because Radrizzani has chosen him doesn't mean that he'll do a better job than Bielsa. What has Marsh won? I think he won Salzburg, the Austrian league. Marcelo, and didn't we beat you 4-2, 1-4, and 3-1? Yeah, you did. But when we had our main players like Calvin Phillips at home, we pocketed Bruno Fernandes and kept you lot very, very quiet. The Leeds board are not stupid. They will have contingency plans in place. Well, this is their contingency plan. Over the last 4 years, nearly we've seen why Radrizzani want to be Bielsa more than anyone. I hope the news isn't true. See ya, JT. See ya, Murgos. I'm afraid to tell you, I think the news is more than true. Legend. I think Radrizzani's plan was to build up the club and then possibly sell us after all foundations of the club are covered. That was his plan. He was actually very open about the fact that was his plan. He never really hid from the fact that he wanted to get us up and then leave, which is fair enough because all we wanted in that position was to get up. We didn't care if he sold us after. And in fact, we really wanted to sell us to QSI so we'd have the money to properly compete and get into European football. But, I mean, who would have thought from the beginning when he was first appointed that Bielsa would take us on this specific roller coaster, such a wild adventure, and that it would end like this. I don't think anyone could have really predicted how this would happen. But boy, it has, and boy, it is a sad days. I pray we stay up after this. I don't know. It'll be no good shouting if we go down. I wish we had kept Bielsa. Well, there you go. If we go down after this now, then this will... If we go down after this, that will be very, very, very bad news. We have to back the new manager. To back him will only turn things... not backing him will only turn things worse. But yes, it would. but it's going to be very, very hard for him to get a lot of faith and a lot of love from fans after this. That's the only thing I would say, is after this has happened, it's going to be very hard for fans to give him the support, because what you will see is if a couple of results start going up are not our way under a new manager. I mean, I'm not saying that it's the right thing to happen, but it will happen. People will probably start chanting Bielsa's name in the stands. This is not going to be a popular decision at all. And it's going to be very, 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 very hard. I mean, it would be hard enough with the fact we're in a relegation battle for a new manager to come in, but it's going to be even harder that he would be replacing Bielsa under these circumstances. If someone like Marsh came in at the end of the season after Bielsa had just kept us up and they went on good terms, then it would have been a completely different story. Would have wished us into a new realm, a new lease of life under the club. However, in a fashion that this has happened, I think it's going to be very, very hard for them. If you had to the choice, who would you appoint after Bielsa? I'm sorry to you and LW, left wing, and you, Dr. Robertinho, but I can't even think about that right now. I can't even think about who I would appoint, or why, or where I would appoint anyone, or how the new manager's going to do. Look, in the next few days, if and when this is all final, yes, of course, I would turn to that. That's what my mind would be on. However, as things stand right now, I can't do that. All I want to think about right now is Bielsa. I'm sorry. I just can't bring myself to just discard him right now and just be so focused on the future and the present that I forget everything else and just jump straight into how is this new manager going to perform in the next few days. Yes, I will if it all happens, but right now, all I want to think about is this great historic man. I would love Marcelo, but he sacked himself. He can't ship 20 goals in a month, 10 in 2 games. I don't care who you're playing. No other person has taken us so far. The day we went up was the best day of my life. This man has done us proud. Shout out to you, Mark Hemingway. 100% feel exactly the same. The greatest day of my life when we got promoted and when I got to go to Millennium Square and celebrate, as I said before, the greatest day of my life. The new manager, don't kid yourself, has a lot to do with the 49ers. Oh, he does. Big time. Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does. Why do you think this whole Aronson and all of that thing happened? Because the 49ers and their American influence. But I think it would have been a better time to bring them all in the summer and kind of transition that movement away from Radrizzani towards the 49ers. I want Bielsa to reappoint the Huddersfield manager because he was Bielsa's assistant and he went to coach Huddersfield. The talks were as Bielsa leaves, he would appoint him to be our new manager. Yeah, but I see that as a bit of a downgrade personally from Bielsa to Bielsa's former assistant. I don't know about you. Maybe it could have worked if he kind of brought him in gradually. But in a manner like this, I don't think he's experienced enough or equipped enough to help us survive a relegation battle like this. I wanted Marcelo to be not enough time. Even if Bielsa goes, how on earth is a new manager expected to turn things around in 12 games? Almost impossible. Exactly, man. Exactly. This is a calamity. Give him till the end of the season. That's what I would say. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. Bielsa is the best win percentage of all time as a Leeds manager. Awful to just let him go like this. What are your thoughts about which players will stay with us if we get relegated? Hopefully we don't. But if we did get relegated, we'd lose Bamford, we'd lose Bielsa, we'd lose Bamford, we'd lose Phillips, we'd lose Rafinha. And that's the main spine of the team just shot right there. And we'd probably lose Meslier as well. Let's be real here. There's a lot of players that are probably have a very low release clause if things were to go badly. 49ers don't have the cash for the English Premier League. Well, they have more cash than Radrizzani, that's for sure. But not to compete with the likes of Newcastle, Chelsea, or Man City. No. Was Bielsa canned, or did he choose to leave? He hasn't left yet, but it's happening on mutual consent, which, as we all know, basically means walked before he was pushed. Basically, it's just a way of making it all look nice and pretty. Marcelo will always be a Leeds legend. He always will. Wish this transition was to happen in the summer. Seems so chaotic to do it now. Exactly. It really does. Really, really does. What happens if we go down now? Not under Bielsa. Marsh gets sacked. If we're going down, we're just back where we... Exactly. That's what I think. Exactly. Can't believe that Bielsa is going and we're getting some random guy with no Prem experience. Just sounds like suicide. I don't want to say anything bad on Marsh yet, because he hasn't been given a crack of the whip yet. So I'm not here to downplay Marsh or downplay anyone else who hasn't been given a shot yet. That's not what I'm here to do at all. You know, if someone else comes in, I'll have to give them the full support. I'll have to back them, as always, and wish them the best. I don't wish any man to fail in any walk of life. I wish everyone to succeed at what they work hard in and what they're passionate in. You know, I just don't think that it's right to get rid of Bielsa. That doesn't mean that I think anyone else is going to do a very, very poor job. I can't believe that Bielsa is just too stubborn to try a different tactic. Something had to change at this point in the season. Only really one person could be changed. Petition for Bielsa's statue outside the stadium. Amen. I'd be signing that petition for sure. The board to blame here. You don't get promoted, and by shite, Firpo being the prime example. I think it's a bit harsh on Firpo. He has, you know, ever since he got injured and he got that concussion thing, that's when things started to really go downhill for Junior Firpo. But yeah, we did not invest enough into the squad. That is for sure. Melier going is my worst fear. For sure, I'll be back in, but it all seems really silly to me. I mean, I share your feelings about that. I think it seems very silly to me as well. I understand the disappointment, but he lost the dressing room power. I don't think he did. I think this decision here is going to lose the dressing room more than that did, personally. Bielsa is a cult. What do you mean he's a cult? Regarding the lack of signings, do you blame the board or Bielsa? The board. Bielsa, I blame for turning down the option to sign a couple of players, i.e. Winks, and more importantly, Donny van der Beek. Of course, that has to be Bielsa's, the blame has to fall on Bielsa's door for that. But the fact we didn't sign anyone in the summer, the fact that we didn't sign anyone else in the January transfer window, I don't put that down to Bielsa. I think if Bielsa was at Newcastle, he would have signed loads of players like they did. I don't know. For sure, I'll be back. It seems silly to me. I understand the disappointment, but he lost the dressing room. Regarding the lack of signs, you blame board or Bielsa. I'm sorry, but I am a realist. Hey, look, man. Hey, look. Hey, I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying anyone's wrong or anyone's right here. This is a game of opinions. And hey, you know, you could be right about, well, you certainly are right that we didn't invest enough in the squad, for sure, David. Look up Marsh interviews and the locker room speeches. You will be impressed. If he comes to us, then I will, for sure. But right now, all I want to look at is Bielsa. This is Firpo's the worst left back in Europe. That's a bit harsh. No more Spanish rejects. Well, unfortunately, I got to tell you, Bielsa is not the man bringing the signings in. The guy bringing the signings in is Victor Orta. So nothing's going to change in that fact if Marsh became head coach. As long as Orta's the one that's there, Orta is the man who makes the signings. So I don't think anything's really going to happen there. Do you think we can keep ailing Cooper Shack if we go down? Well, first of all, I just really hope we don't go down. That's the first thing. Thank you, Rishi. This let's say we stay up. I wonder if Phillips will sign a new deal now that he's gone. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how this is all gonna shape out after this. Let's say we stay up. I wonder if Phillips will sign. Next season, we need to let go of some players. We do. We need to sign some players as well, more importantly. What's happened? Well, what's happened is, unfortunately, the news on the door is that Bielsa is gone, and that Marsh is coming in. That's the news, Joe. I'll guide you back to this. This is the latest on it. If you haven't seen it, Joe, this is the latest on it. Bielsa, while Marcelo and Bielsa Leeds lawyers discuss final contract termination details, talks are now in progress for Jesse Marsh to be appointed as new manager. The agreement's now at its final stages. I mean, let's see. Nothing else as of yet. Nothing else as of yet, but that is basically the news on the door right now. I mean, I wonder what the Leeds Twitter's saying. Marcelo Bielsa in talks before today's game, following today's game. I mean, yeah, safe to say people are not happy. People are not happy, and can you blame them? I'm good friends with Noel Whelan. I grew up with him. He's puzzled by people calling for Bielsa's head. I'm puzzled as well for people calling that. Maybe Joffrey will get some game times for the end of the season and Roberts won't get on the bench. Look on the bright side. If you don't laugh, you will cry. I'm guessing we are ruined now. Which players do you think we can keep if we get relegated? Like I said, I hope we don't get relegated. If we do, I can't think of many. Many big ones, at least. Many ones that we could go taking forward. And this whole 60,000 seater thing, this whole new Leeds could really be up in flames if we get relegated, which is why it's imperative that we stay up. Shocking decision. We are definitely going down now. Borders betrayed our hero. I'm done. I hope we don't now. I really hope we don't. We can't afford to. I mean, emotionally and definitely financially. Been refreshing Twitter for 5 hours straight, going to bed now. You and me both, my man. You and me both. Good night, Oliver. I hope you have a good night's sleep. And, I mean, well, ideally, I hope that this basically just all dissipates in the morning and they come out saying this was pure fake news, but unfortunately I don't think that is going to be the case. So we're getting a yank with no Premiership experience, no Championship experience, and no experience of the English footy. Full stop. Great. Bring back Alioski. All is forgiven. We can keep Roberts. Do you reckon this could be a fresh start for players like Rodrigo, Gelhardt, Somerville, and Bate? I don't think Rodrigo needs a fresh start. I think Rodrigo has been fine on fine form recently. And I don't see any players playing any better under someone else rather than Bielsa. As for Somerville is always going to struggle to get game time when you got Rafinha, Dan James, and Harrison all in there because it's going to be hard to get in over any one of them. Sorry if you've already been asked. JT only just joined. Who do you want as Bielsa's replacement? Hopefully you don't get another Premier League reject like Nuno or Allardyce. Well, it's basically confirmed we're going to get Marsh from the former Leipzig man who got sacked from there. That's basically confirmed to be who it is. Stanford Rich. But right now, I can't really think about who I'd want. I'm sorry. I said it's someone else who asked me. I'm sorry, but right now, all I can think about is Bielsa. And I can't really put into words or even comprehend someone else or what someone else could or would do. Thank you very much, Squawks, for joining the family of the most forward-thinking young pioneers to watch a beautiful game. Thank you very much, my brother. JT to be JT to be honest, mate, I can't really see anyone coming and playing the same fast style football like Bielsa like to play. There is no other manager in the team that league that make no, there really isn't. There literally isn't anyone in the world that can play that football. As for how the players are going to react to playing a different style of football, only time can tell. Hopefully it gives the squad an immediate lift. I have to agree with Joffrey will play now and no more Roberts. We have to get behind a new manager. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes with any of these players. Maybe Roberts is the best trainer to ever grace the game, and maybe Joffy's lazy in the training room. Nobody knows. I'm not saying I highly doubt that that's the case, but as in, my point is to say nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes, so nobody knows what happens. If we go down, Rodrigo goes, of course he does. Let's hope all this rubbish. I heard David Ornstein saying, said that he is hearing many different things. Let's hope all of this is rubbish. I heard David Ornstein say that he is hearing many different things and confused with what is true or false. Well, Ornstein was one of the first people that reported on this, basically on this whole thing happening. So I'm not sure about that. I mean, it seems like there's too much, like I said, I mean, he hasn't, like, his last tweet was basically that growing expectation is that he's leaving the position. And Phil Hay seems to be very, very indicted on it. Nothing come out of Leeds so far, and nothing likely to come out this evening. So we'll see what the morning brings. I don't know. Maybe if there's a 0.01% chance that he somehow stays until the end of the season, maybe they come to some sort of conclusion, like Marsh is signed for the summer and Bielsa will leave at the end of the season. Maybe they come to that sort of conclusion. That's the best thing I could hope for, really, is if that happens. Anyone know what formation Jesse plays? No, I haven't done enough research on him, to be honest, because I never even dreamed that we would lose Bielsa. I never even dreamed of it. Never even had a worse nightmare of it. I never even comprehended that it could happen. It was still my hope that he would stay with us for even next year. We'll surely stop leaking goals for fun, but we can't change the fact that we got no midfield, really, and we've got such an injury-ravaged squad. With Rodrigo, I meant more a new system to fit his style of play, as our current one does not suit him. Potentially, but even then, he's never been crazily prolific. Who's in charge for the next match? Nobody knows. Nobody knows right now. It's all up in the air. It's all smoke and mirrors right about now. I think it will be a protest at Ellen Road because of sacking Bielsa. Well, apparently, a lot of people are rumoured to be heading over to Ellen Road at 12 o'clock tomorrow to show support for the big man. And hopefully, it's not all said and done by then. It's a true shame on Leeds United Football Club. He gave back hope to us and then stabbed in the back. The players should be ashamed of themselves. They let him down. Much love forever for Marcelo Bielsa, Suzanne Oaks, Casper Ashes. I feel depressed tonight. March on together, people. Hey, it's who doesn't? Very, very sad thing. Jeremy Wentworth, club before manager indeed. But for tonight, at least, for everything he's done for me and for the club, for today at least, all my effort, all my heart, all my thoughts are just with Bielsa. Just for today at least. He deserves that much for sure. I'm broken, so am I. Feeling sleepy, I'm off. Cheers for tonight. Big up yourself, JT. Thank you very much, Cloud Dizzle, in the bizzle with the fizzle. You absolute legend. I'm sorry, man. Thank you for coming along. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Not a pleasure discussing this, but having you here has at least cheered me up. Jeremy, never. Don't mind us playing boring football as long as we start grinding wins and we're not carrying as we were. No smoke without fire. Bielsa gone tomorrow. I sincerely hope not. No smoke without fire, indeed. Jesse plays a 4-2-2 or 4-4-2. Oh, bloody hell. Here we go. Back to Brexit ball. I think under 23's coach will step up. Players can't play for a dead man standing. Similar to Ragnick. No more murder ball, no more gung-ho football, less injuries, more points on the board. But there's no proof that that is a necessary formula, because murder ball and gung-ho football is the only thing that gave Leeds points on the board to get up to the league in the first place and allowed Leeds to dominate the league last year. Bielsa should have been sacked last month. No, I disagree with that one. Marching on together. I think he's a Ragnick clone who, Marsh. I know it sounds mad, but if Bielsa does leave, he'd be perfect for Man United. He'd be perfect for a lot of clubs out there. And I don't think he would go there, though. I mean, I seriously hope he wouldn't, and I doubt everything about the man that I know about him so far would tell me that he wouldn't go there. Not like I know him personally, but everything I know to be true about him would lead me to believe that he would never, ever go there. Rich. However, I do find it unlikely that they would turn a U-turn, depending on what the fans say. I do find that highly unlikely. Marshing, I mean, to be honest, because as we see, it's all business-based. Business first, love second, unfortunately, and that's the harsh reality of football. Marshing, I mean, marching on together, if you will. To be honest, with everyone here, I think he is definitely going now, because I can't think and imagine all the build-up towards this, and we come on a conclusion it's never happened. See you after. Off to bed. See you later, Matthew. What's hurt us is only working with a ridiculously small squad. He is only working with a ridiculously small squad, but he's also a squad that is not exactly littered with wealth and quality. It's not the coach, it's the player. They don't care if they lose, they still get a pay joke. Bielsa gets the brunt of it, and the players need to pull their fingers out their arses and play a good game as himself. Is this definite? Like and subscribe. Matthew Carey, cheers, pal. Love my brother. Is this definite? It seems so. It really does seem so. Like he said before, no smoke without mirrors. And I mean, for something like this to happen, for such respected journalists to come out and basically say it's done, I think that there's something here. There's got to be something in it. And the fact that they were talking about Marsh before, it just all seems to have surmounted into this, unfortunately. Really unfortunate. It's official. He's official gone. It's all on the tabloids websites as well as the BBC, etc. Gone by mutual agreement. My arse, Rads and 49ers have sacked him. What do you mean they haven't sacked him? If it's not official yet, it still hasn't officially been confirmed by the BBC. I don't know what you're talking about by that. It hasn't officially been confirmed anywhere. It's just saying that it's rumored to be happening. But, like I said, of course it's going to be rumored to be mutual consent. But as we all know, mutual consent, as I said before, is just walking before you're pushed. That's all mutual consent is. Basically. Man, we spent 30 mil on Dan James and 30 on Rodrigo. What are we going to do if we get relegated? I take a boring no-no on Saturday against Leicester. Staying in the Premier League is paramount. We need a win against Leicester if we're to stay up. We won't go down as long as we stop conceding. We need to start scoring, man. We need to start scoring. Let's get George out of retirement. Oh, man. What an absolute roller coaster of a couple of weeks it's been. Wow, what a time, what a day. Let me just fix this image in the top left for you. Let me just fix this image. I mean, what a beautiful man. What a beautiful man. Let me just fix this up real quick. Yeah, let's get that in there. Yeah, that's better. Reinvigorate Tom Revy. What? I'd take a boring no-no. We won't go down as long as we stop conceding us to get George out of retirement. We need 4 wins to stay up, 3 wins and some draws to stay up. Reincarnate Don Revy. Take stock. He'd have been gone at any other club ages ago. Board have shown patience. The buck stops at the boss. I would have liked him here next year, even if it was in the Championship. I don't think he... Well, no, I don't think he would have. Yeah, but maybe he would have been gone at another club if it had been his first year in the job at another club. But after what he's done for us, after the way he's dragged this club up, after the way he's got those players playing, and with the fact that this club specifically has gone through the most injury-ravaged season in Premier League history, I think that, no, he wouldn't have been gone. I mean, look at Burnley. Burnley hadn't been doing any better than us, and they didn't get rid of theirs. His legacy won't be ruined if we stay up. His legacy can never be ruined. His legacy is set in stone. His legacy is set in stone forever. It's just a really sad, sad ending to it all. Dean Smith got boot for less. No, he didn't. Dean Smith has never been as good as Bielsa. Dean Smith deserved the chop 10 times more than Bielsa ever did. Dean Smith wasn't as good as Bielsa in the Championship, despite spending more money. Dean Smith spent more money in his first year in the Premier League, only stayed up on the last day of the season despite spending all that money, still didn't get sacked and was allowed to carry on the next year. The next year, Dean Smith spent a hell of a lot more money, so their squad was even more invested than Leeds, proceeded to still finish behind Leeds in our first year back in the Premier League, and then in his third year in the Premier League, after spending even more money, then they were doing really bad and he got sacked. He was given 2 cracks of the whip after underperforming with Villa after spending hundreds of millions before he was eventually sacked. So Dean Smith did not get the bullet for less. Dean Smith got the bullet for a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more. Dean Smith spent £100 million and almost got them relegated in the first year, and they survived because of a dodgy VAR decision against Sheffield United. But yet he wasn't given the sack. I mean, that's not a fair point to say that he was given the bullet for less. He was given a chance, is what he was given. Bielsa didn't get the chance to keep us up. He has taken us as far as he could. Thanks for the memories. We march on. I have to agree. He would have been gone ages ago. Look at Leicester. They win the title. They still sacked Ranieri. Yeah, but I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that either. Tomorrow, if we get a protest at Ellen Road, if he gets sacked, mark my words. I believe there will be, but I don't think it'll make any difference, unfortunately. Wilkinson got the bullet for less. Look, man, for what Bielsa did, I don't think this is the right way to go at all. Really, really not. I do need to go to the toilet, though. I'll be back in like 1 second before we do wrap up, just to have a few final words with you guys. If there's anything else you want to say or ask, obviously put it in there right now, but I do need to quickly sprint to the toilet. If we go down, Bamford will most probably go. Gelhard will get his chance. Thanks for everything, Marcelo. Adios. Who's saying that Gelhard would stay if we went to the Championship? Who's even saying that? I Shockingly depressed though. If Marsh comes in and keeps us up in 17th, then we'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Bielsa leaving will respect Marsh, yeah, but there's no proof that Bielsa wouldn't have done that anyway. I don't mind it. Times for a change and shouldn't have happened. No, it should not. This could have been avoided if there were some new signings in January. I 100% agree. I think you're saying that. I think we should have went after Newcastle. I don't think he should have. Personally, yes, they were poor games. Yes, this has all been poor, but I don't think that he should have gone so soon. Should have been forced out so soon, or should have been had to go through this. Really, I really tend to disagree with that. I really think that he could have turned it around, man. I really do think that when he got his players back, Bielsa, Phillips and Bamford are so important to his style of play that I think he could have turned it around, personally. Mad that they would try and spin the mutual consent line. Why would Bielsa want to leave before finishing the season? Leeds moving like Watford. The writing was on the wall, my friend. Every club does it. Every club. Anyone you ever see leaving by mutual consent is not mutual consent. It's not mutual consent at all. It's just a way of fancying up. It's just a PR spin move, really. Whenever you see in any walk of business or anything, when someone leaves by mutual consent, very, very rare that two people come to a conclusion and part ways. It happens very occasionally, but not very common at all. It's just been on the 1 a.m. news. He's gone. Whereabouts is this 1 a.m. news? Whereabouts is this? I don't know where this 1 a.m. news thing is that you're talking about. Currently it says there's nothing on there. Yeah, let's see. Is Fabrizio Romano saying anything? No. I'm not seeing. I don't know what this 1 a.m. news thing you're talking about is. It still hasn't been confirmed. It still hasn't been confirmed. Look, man, everyone wants Bielsa at their club now, and who can blame them? I mean, this should say it all, that everyone else wants Bielsa now that he's gone. Well, now that he probably is gone. Wow. I totally agree. Yeah, I don't know what this 1 a.m. news thing is. What do you mean 1 a.m. news? He's gone. What 1 a.m. news? What 1 a.m. news? Tell me the site, so I can get it up. It's all over the tabloids. Look at the Sun, Mirror, BBC. Yeah, but it's not confirmed by the BBC. Look. Bielsa's future in danger. Bielsa's stubborn tactics cost him a future at Leeds. The latest thing is 1 hour ago, which is could Bielsa's stubbornness cost his future at Leeds. It still could. Like, I think it's gonna happen, but it hasn't been confirmed anywhere yet. Yeah, there's still nothing. There's still nothing here. Bielsa confident he can keep Leeds up. Bielsa knows what Leeds need to do, and you know what? I believe him. I believe he knows what Leeds need to do. Yeah, there's nothing confirming. There's no 1 a.m. news confirming it. I totally agree. But anyone would have come in the last month, bold accounts, only wanted Aronson. Look where Newcastle were in January. Now they're above us due to the sign. Yeah, because they spent a lot more money. That's not Bielsa who told us not to spend the money. It's not Bielsa who told them not to sign Kieran Trippier in the summer, not to sign Trippier in the winter. Do you think we can stay up if he goes? I mean, I'll put it this way, Yorkshire Pirlo, aka Calvin Filipinos. I'd feel a hell of a lot more confident about us staying up with Bielsa at the helm than I do without him. If Bielsa leaves, we'll never know what could have been. Awful start for the Americans. They're going to make an American fan zone out of us, and probably why Aronson didn't come unbelievably low. 1 a.m. news, he's gone. Where? 1 a.m. news where? What are you talking about, geezer? Tell me the actual thing. It's all over the tabloids. Look at the Sun, Mirror, BBC, etc. It's just not, though. It's just not. It's not. It's not all over any tabloids. That's not true. Tabloids here could Bielsa stubborn and cost him. Bielsa's future in doubt. Bielsa confident he can keep Leeds up. My team are not soft. And Phil Hay himself said there's not likely going to be any news tonight to confirm it. Yeah, I don't know what 1 a.m. news. If you can link me to the actual place, then put it in the chat. But I don't see any actual link. As an outsider looking in, you guys appointing Jesse Marsh makes no sense at all. He plays the most expansive football one could play, and it's not what you need in a relegation battle. Well, that's why they want to keep the Bielsa style of football. But if you want to play expansive football, there's no better man to do it than Bielsa. It's all over the tabloids of the summer. I've got Sky Sports just waiting. Fabrizio Romano has pretty much confirmed it. Honestly, I say we've actually overachieved this season, having so many injuries with a small squad. Bielsa has overachieved every season that Bielsa has been here. 1 a.m. News leads a part company of M. Bielsa. BBC News on the radio. Well, why have they not put it anywhere else? And involve players from the likes of Dallas, Ayling, Cooper, Phillips, Bamford from mid-table championship teams to thingy. Laywat Channel and 5 Live. Benja, thank you very much for subscribing, my brother. The only thing is, there's no confirmation. I don't know what you're talking about, lad. There is no confirmation. There is no confirmation on 5 Live. Yeah, I don't know. There is none. Sky Sports confirmed nothing. No, it's not confirmed anyway just yet. The championship is only fun when we dominate, and we won't be if we go down. We won't. Yeah, it's not confirmed yet. It's not confirmed. I just gotta pray. We don't get relegated. Just glossed over the gossip. I'm listening to the radio and 5 Live that said Leeds have reported company with M. Bielsa. Well, hey, maybe, but it's not being reported anywhere so far. That's for sure. Maybe on the radio they're saying it, but it hasn't actually been reported or confirmed anywhere, which I find very hard to say. I mean, they did have it cocked up before, didn't they? The Athletic came out with the story pretty much the second the whistle went. They had it cocked up, ready and raring to go before the thing even came out about it. Yeah, sure. Parted. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about him parting. Personally, I ain't seen nothing yet to confirm it. Like I said, the most we have to go on is Romano and Phil Hay. This is the latest we have from Fabrizio Romano, of course. And then, wrong thing here. This is the latest we have from Fabrizio Romano, of course. And then, of course, there is also Filipino Hay. Nothing come out of Leeds so far. Nothing likely to come out this evening now. So we'll see what happens in the morning. You know it's happening though. Phil, you broke it at full time. FFS. Nothing likely to come out this evening. It now implies that there was something likely to come out previously. Have the board really leaked it to the press and then shit themselves at the reaction? I'm sorry, but you've caused most of this drama. Your tweets throughout the afternoon into the evening made it seem like he's gone. Very poor from you, Phil. Late a lot of people not happy at Phil Hay at all here. Wow, not a lot of happy campers That's for sure. So you're all talking a load of BS, actually. Well, no one's talking BS. I think it will happen. It will happen. Unfortunately, it will happen. Wait until you confirm it. That's when you know he's gone. Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, what? 5 live. Let's see if 5 live have come out of anything. Um, I mean, surely this is breaking news. Surely, if they had the scoop, they would put it out there. Um, I'm glad Bielsa is going. I believe most Leeds fans should be. Our form will improve more than enough to keep us up. No other manager will let Aiden, Cooper, Dallas, Klitsch, and Harrison carry on. Well, we don't have any other players to put in over them, and that's a sad thing. And now on Talksport, Talksport were the first people. I don't know what you mean now on Talksport. Talksport came out 3 hours ago. Talksport were the people that broke the news. Talksport came out 3 hours ago confirming it. They said he's been sacked literally 3-4 hours ago. So Talksport have nothing to add right now until it hasn't official. When it's confirmed by Sky Sports and the club, then it will be official. They're talking about it on Talksport right now. I'm sure they are. But like I said, until it's 100% confirmed. So basically what's happened is people have been given the scoop. But all I'm saying is, I think it's going to happen. I really do. I don't think there's any way out of this right now. It just hasn't been officially confirmed. That's the only thing. That's the only thing about it right now at this current predicament, is that it hasn't been officially confirmed. But anyway, like I say, guys, it is 1 a.m. I don't think there is going to be any more news on this tonight, unfortunately. I mean, wow, Orta is trending. Wow, Orta is a lot of people not happy with Orta for sure. Yes, a lot of unhappy people with Victor Orta. I don't know what's going on with that one. Yep. So if he stays, we'll go down. I think he deserves until the end of the season, that's for sure. I think he deserves until the end of the season, no matter what happens. But like I say, about us going down, I think it will be a travesty for us to go down. I really hope it doesn't happen at all costs. And what I mean when I say that is, I think Bielsa is the best man to keep us up. He's the best man for the job, personally. But anyway, guys, it is 1 a.m. I don't think there is going to be anything more about this tonight. We're going to have to wake up early in the morning and hopefully pray that this is a sick nightmare. But for now, I mean, thank you guys so much for your support. Speaking to you guys has really helped me in what has been a very tough evening for me personally. Very sad evening. 91 likes as well, you absolute legends. Thank you guys so much. Wow, the support has been absolutely sensational. I mean, it at least puts a little bit of a smile on my face. At the very least, thank you guys so much. Really, from the bottom of my heart, that is actually crazy. That we've managed to get this much support. It's also to blame, not Kinnear. Bielsa maybe the only man to keep us up. Really sad to see him go. It doesn't make sense. To me, we've had bad form, but we should have stuck with him, and hopefully a new manager bounce. Bielsa has had everything he asked for. He doesn't deserve to take us anywhere else. That is not true at all. All the best, JT. All the best to you, Joe Depp. Good debate, JT. Cheers. No worries, David. Thank you for coming along. It's been a pleasure. And I just do want to say before I go, no matter what happens, Bielsa, you will always have a place in my heart. You will always be the greatest manager to ever grace the English game, to ever grace the world of football. The only manager in my lifetime that has made me truly love. I mean, I've always loved football. I've always loved Leeds, but he's made me truly fall deeply in love with every single facet of the club. Watch beautiful Beautiful, swashbuckling football week in, week out. Such a kind-hearted individual. Someone that is extremely rare to come across. Someone esteemed in morals. Doesn't care about money. Doesn't care about fame, notoriety, popularity. None of that. He cares about morals. He cares about love. He cares about football. He is the most amazing man. A man who, aside from my family, I've never loved a man as much as I've loved this man in my life. A ritual every single game of singing his songs, singing his name, that I will find it very hard to get rid of if and when he goes. And a man who I love to the extreme bottom of my heart, and has given me the greatest memories of my life, not just of supporting football, but thanks to this man, he has given me the greatest memories, the greatest days I've ever experienced on this planet. And I'd love for him to give me some more, which I'm sure he was capable of doing. It's unfortunate that he's not going to be here. It's, I mean, it really cuts me deep. I don't want to see him go so soon. I don't want to see him go ever or at all. I mean, just a guy who picked us up from when we were in deep trouble, when no one wanted to come near us with a barge pole. He picked us up and he dragged us single-handedly up to the dizzy heights of the Premier League, to the point where we could dream and believe that Europe was actually on the cards. We started to feel like we were getting back to our former European glory, and that's, yes, you know, a lot of credit has to go to the board, a lot of credit has to go to the players, but most importantly, this man right here, Marcelo Bielsa, the guy who gave it all, the guy who even when the club gets put into disrepute and it gets fined, he says it all himself. He paid the fine himself. He takes the flack himself. You know, whenever there's credit due for him, he pushes the credit onto the club, onto the fans, onto the players. Whenever there's criticism leveled at anything else around the club, whether it be the fans doing things that bring shame to the club, like, you know, racial abuse, or, well, not racial abuse specifically, because he wouldn't take the flack for that, but, you know, throwing coins at players, and other things that could put the club's name in jeopardy, or the players putting the club's name in jeopardy. He's always taken all of that on himself, and I think you'll struggle to ever find a man like Marcelo Bielsa. I know I personally will, and for me to you, if there's even a 0.0000001% chance you'd ever see this or be able to understand what I'm saying, I love you. Like I said, aside from family members, I've never loved a man as much as I've loved you. I'm just in shock at the fact that you could be departing me, departing my club, but I will never, ever dream of forgetting what you've done for my club, for my sport, for everything, and that's a fact. I'm going to cry when it's official announced. I've already cried, mate. Already. Beat you to the post with that one. He won't go to another English club, hopefully. He's one of us brothers, a disgrace. Lyle on 22 FPS. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you can get a new graphics card soon and get yourself up to at least the dizzy heights of 60 FPS at the least. But yeah, again, 97 likes. Bloody hell, man. You absolute legends. Thank you guys so much. All the best. And yet he ignores the fans. Leeds first. No man bigger than the club. No, he did not ignore the fans. He's one of us brothers. This is a disgrace. I'm gonna cry as fishing announced. No, that's not true. The good of him and the good of the club are synergized. To the point where him going, is this live? Yes, it is, Billy. It is currently live. If supported Leeds for 52 years, I'm a Geordie White. I'm a Londoner White myself, mate. I know what it's like to support a club outside your own city. And hey man, if only we could have had the Geordie owners pumping money into the club like that, like they had. Unfortunately, we couldn't. We weren't that lucky. Bielsa is the king of Ellen Road. He is indeed. Um, yes, live. We won't go down now. I think we have a better chance of staying up with Bielsa in than without him. But like I said, finally, before we go, special shout out to all of you, even those of you that had differing opinions to me, or, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. The only thing I won't stand for is abuse towards anyone, especially abuse towards Bielsa. I'm sorry if I've come across a bit delusional, but to some people, or a bit living in the past, or whatever you might say. But for me, today is just all about that one man and showing respect to just a guy who has given us everything, and a guy who is deserving of the most utmost class and respect. I hate to say it, but 0-4, Bielsa is leaving, broke my heart. We needed an end to the bad decisions. He was way too stubborn. Who should be through the door? I don't know who. I can't think about who should be next through the door. Leeds fans were fighting each other at the game today in the South Stand. People have short memories. Bielsa is an absolute legend. Absolutely big Z. I mean, why people would even Spurs put 3 past City a week ago and beat them at their place. Not many teams do that. Forget Burnley. They got overconfident. A clean week ahead of them next game. We could have regenerated. I certainly think we could have as well. I think when we got Bamford and especially Phillips back, we could have recharged and gone through it. The only bloke I wanted to see sacked was that C in number 10. Yeah, Bielsa's gone before BJ. Who would have thought, eh? Who would have thought? Leeds should put Bielsa a statue outside the ground with his bucket. There should be statues littered around the entire globe of this man for sure. Do you think we're going down? I don't know. I certainly hope not. Like I said, if we somehow manage to U-turn this, which will never happen, and kept Bielsa, then I 100% think that we would stay up with Bielsa. But I don't know. No such thing as loyalty in football these days. Night, JT. Unfortunately, Rich. Unfortunately, you're just about right on the money with that one. But like I said, guys, 98. Oh, god damn likes. Wow. Wow. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Usually I would be knee sliding across the room. I'm so happy with the support you guys have given me, but it's just I'm just so sad about this whole debacle that it's making me really, really sad right now. But yeah, I mean, at least it's something. At least it's something. He needed until the end of the season, but I think he was leaving either way. He was, but, at least it would have been on better terms than this. At the end of the season, last home game, everyone could have got there and given him the proper send-off that he deserves. A proper full stadium, the entire game, singing his name for the whole game. I think he deserved that at the very least. Come on now, we're Leeds United. We can't be losing lanes like this, fella. Look, like I said before, he's not without fault, like any man isn't. But he's done. He's a god. Wow, 100 likes, bloody hell, man. That is the big 3 digits. I've never seen that in my life. Thank you guys so much. Really, from the bottom of my heart. I know I don't seem crazily happy, but wow, thank you guys so much. You guys are crazy, man. Wow. Simon Johnson from the Athletic has just come on TalkSport and confirmed he's gone. Good to see the channel getting some support. Thank you very much, Long Dong Silver. Bielsa is overrated. No, he's not. Bielsa is not overrated. He's underrated, actually. But yeah, I do think he'll be gone today. Bielsa was that much of a genius. His favourite defender was Liam Cooper, and everyone slagged him off. Look how many goals we conceded since he's been out. There you go. There you go. If we went down, Bielsa would be the perfect man to get us up. 104 whole goddamn likes. But anyway, guys, like I said, it is really late. I don't think there is going to be much more on this tonight. Thank you guys so much. It's been a great time talking to all of you. Obviously, we can only see what the coming hours will tell us. Tomorrow morning, very sad. I'm very upset. I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood or I seem down or anything, but this has really got to me. But it's been a pleasure speaking to you guys nonetheless. Let's just try and stay united in this time of such division. United like Leeds United. Keep the faith. We have to stay up. We will stay up. But most importantly, love Bielsa. Just as much love Leeds. You know, this man is Leeds through and through. And I love you, my man. I love you. I can't sum into words how much I love that man. But yeah, thank you very much. Night JT, mate. Heads up indeed. It's gonna be a sad time. But anyway, guys, like I said, if you do want to stay tuned for any future streams, content, or anything like that, be sure to like. Not like. It's not gonna affect that. But be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell just so that you do get alerted when anything happens. If you do want to join the community as well, we do have a Discord going down in the description. The link is there, and the link to my other social medias is there if you're interested. If you think I'm a bit of a tosser, then you probably won't be interested in any of that stuff, but you are welcome nonetheless, any the same. But bye, Bielsa. I love you so much, my man. And I love you guys all as well. Thank you very much. And I'll see you very shortly tomorrow to break down everything that happens in and around the whole managerial situation. But for now, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. See you tomorrow. Love you, Marcelo. Bielsa forever.